Alrighty, so somebody give us a rundown of what happened last time.
Read the
Miss
Discord.
Bard. I nominate our Bard.
Well, God damn it. All right, so last session, a quick rundown. We fell from the sky after receiving a missive from God, air quotes. She said only we could save the world. So we go to start doing that. We go to a town. Fight ensues between a gang of halflings and us, and then some Kenku and us. Talk to the leader of the town. I've forgotten her name already. Starts with an S.
Vivilla.
Vivilla starts with a V. She says she's been having troubles with the halflings because it's their ancestral land and they want it back after the town has improved it. After buying it fair and square. Or so she says, we're not sure. We try to bargain with them. They don't like my bargaining techniques. Then we kill them all and rescue a lady. A diva. That's quick 60-second synopsis.
That is indeed a quick second synopsis. All right. Anybody want to add anything, or is that sufficient?
I think that about sums it up.
Alrighty. There is a place where the information is written. And so that is a World Anvil site, so people can go check out. It's in the D&D channels. That will be the canon place. So as you type up what's going on, I may massage that a little bit with what's really happening. You know, for example, you do have vague memories of your life before, but you're more invested in what's going on now than anything that happened before. All right, so you just had the fight with the halflings here in the map, and you rescued the diva, and she thanks you for that and names herself as Atema, and she starts putting on her equipment that they'd taken off of her, and uses up the last of her healing surges to heal up. She'd been beaten up for a bit, and she asks, what your purpose is, and why, how you were able to track her down.
Magic. We come to the aid of all lovely ladies.
Vivilia sent us.
Okay. She knows Chief Magistrate Vivilla. She is a war leader by profession, and so she's often entrusted with armed courier sort of missions to move secret and confidential documents and items around, because she's fairly able to handle herself, except when she gets ganked by a bunch of hobbits coming, halflings from behind, and bashing her on the head and knocking her out before she can respond. But other than that embarrassing situation, she goes, she's pretty good with that. So she's met before with the chief magistrate, and is glad that you guys followed up and found her there, because she wasn't sure. They were not trusting any of her pleas of innocence, of just wrong person, the wrong place, the right time to be bumped on the head. At this point, check and make sure everybody has. We ended with a short rest, so everybody should have done whatever healing surges they were going to do. So if you needed to still do some, now's the time to do so. Alrighty. And from just over the ridge to the west comes the cry of outrage. And your attention... Yes.
Is the map in display, or am I just losing it?
You should. Let's make sure that it's shared.
There.
Now I see it. Awesome.
Okay.
There it is.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, you're all around the fire, and Tama's sitting there talking with you, and just over the
Just not jumping over it.
yep, your attention snaps over to the sound where you see a wave of incoming small bodies and a really big body. So let's go ahead and make all visible. You should start seeing these now.
Mr. Bard, this is where you start singing your songs, taunting them about their bodies of various sizes.
Oh, believe me,
All right.
I have been
Yep.
practicing.
So go ahead and
Excellent.
do your initiative rolls. And to remind people, the enemy you will see when their initiative comes up. Otherwise, you won't see their initiative. And I need to. Let's roll for a 10. Oh, that's a pretty good one. Did that actually count? It didn't. Well, let me put it in. All right. So the slingers go first, and we'll start the round. All right. Halfling Slinger 1 says, "Y'all suck. I don't like you guys." He's going
More
to.
halflings. Boy.
Yep. Yep. He's going to go ahead and target Middleclaw, who's in the front, and throw a sling bullet at you. 2-2. And that's a definite miss. But he will go
You
ahead
couldn't
and
hit the broadside of a barn.
pretty much, yes. That is definitely a problem with him. All right. And next, he says, "Well, there's a Middleclaw who's close. Let's try targeting him."
Hey, what's this? Bullseye week.
Well, you're on that side of the map, and he's going to go ahead and
Yeah.
come a little bit closer, so it's easier for him to hit. Phew.
Good! They are getting closer for me to smash them with my hammer.
Yes, but he also misses because he's a terrible shot as well. All right. Third slinger. He's way back there. Oh. Looks like gonna go there, and Tama is closest, so she gets the sling bullet to the face. Oh, she actually gets a sling bullet to the face. All right, she takes some damage. And next, this guy, he moves up to there, and he's going to also target a Middleclaw who's right there. I see Middleclaw has targeted 2 friends. And you're all prepped.
So what's the
And
D?
that's a miss.
The D. The ginormous thing that we can see.
That's a good question.
So
It's
we're
not.
short-sighted? We all need glasses?
Well, it's not your turn to look, is it?
What?
Anyway,
No,
this
Peter.
guy.
Don't know where your eyes
All
shut.
All right, and that's a miss on Tama. All right, next it is Haas. You can do what you want. Nature checks allows you to see what's going on and identify stuff.
Sure, I'll roll a nature check.
Yeah.
If I can find my skills tab.
All right. Well, it's Haas's turn, and you recognize the halflings that were charging here, and that is a large boar.
It's a big pig.
You are looking at it and going, it's probably of the dire boar variety, which is pretty dire. And what you got?
All the better to die with, my dear.
Dire. All right, Haas, what you doing?
Okay, well, I'm going to look at one of them and go, did I target him? I think I did.
Number 2?
Yeah. I'd like to cut you down to size, but it looks like somebody beat me to it.
Well,
And cast cutting words.
yep, that'll hit.
Ooh, max damage.
Oh wow, yeah, that's enough to bloody him. Alrighty. Next,
You
are you
get
gonna move?
that
Yes, I would like to move. I'm gonna move backwards.
dire boar.
Moving back there, huh?
Ooh.
Done. Oh, more.
Yep.
Run away!
Done there.
It's not running
Alrighty.
away. I'm strategically repositioning to a more advantageous position. I am the squishies. All right, I gotta.
All right, Owlbear.
He's going to stay where he is.
All right.
Oh, that
Haven't
halfling
seen
was
what you-
supposed to be pulled 2 squares closer.
Oh, do they get pulled? Okay, 1, 2.
Okay. I'll target those two.
All right.
And I'll cast Fountain of Flame.
Ooh.
Hey,
Both. The first one hits. The second one misses, and it's a crit hit.
it's a crit.
29.
Well done, sir.
And lying down there going.
Crispy fried halfling.
Crunchy.
All the better for the dire boar to munch on.
Oh yeah. Alrighty,
no.
so Tama is going to go ahead and say, I'm going to march up there and stop this guy from hitting the archer type, and she's going to go ahead and paint the bullseye. First, she's got a target though.
Looks like the halfling's trying to get some sleep.
Yeah, it does look like that. Yes.
Maybe
All
he's
right,
ducking
that's
for cover.
targeting.
Great source of taunts, though.
She rolled a 1.
He's trying to sleep
All
through
right.
this thing.
Yep. So that's not so good. All right, she passes it on to Nudge.
Excellent! Oh, let's go take care of... Can I move? Trample that bed? Yeah?
Yeah. You can. You want to, instead of doing direct, you want to go block by block by block, so that if you go down down left and then over. Anyway, you're there.
There, and I'm going to... I take a power strike stance, or battle wrath, or which one is it? Battle wrath and go smash. Where's the thing? There's the thing.
You need to target the guy first. And
Did I do that right?
and that will hit.
Excellent. And I'm doing the whole battle wrath thing. I'll get used to this
I don't
interface.
see you targeting anyone.
Yeah, I don't see the target.
Click yourself in control, click on the target.
There's
it
the
is.
target. Yep.
Okay.
Just go ahead and roll damage because you already hit.
Damage. Hey!
Critical damage on that guy.
Pretty sure I'm allowed. I've got something to let me do that. If they're in.
Does not crit, you must equip.
That was.
No.
It's like. There
Are you
was
thinking
something
bloodied?
Because I could do the power strike and take him out, yeah?
You can do a power strike if you want to doing additional
Yes.
1 weapon damage.
Yes, I do. Because if he's in critical condition, finish him off. Let's power strike. Do that. Where's my thing?
Should be able to. Yep. You don't have to roll to hit.
Oh,
You just need to do damage. Yeah, you already hit. All right. Now he's dead.
take that.
Alrighty. Done.
Some dead.
Big thump.
Thump. Middle claw. Do something for that lady, will you?
All right. Pew pew. Oh, and you're moving back 1. Yep.
Ha ha!
moving back
He
a
is
bunch.
actually running away. I was strategically advancing to the rear.
Ja, the tent will get in the way if you move too far.
Well, hell,
Oh, squishy folks with their long range attacks. Hey!
Well, the
crit.
halfling get hit. The boar is missed. So roll some max damage there.
Just
I
dealing
see.
with our appetizers.
I only sees one actually was targeted.
Yes. Yeah, the boar you missed, but the halfling you hit, and it's max damage, so 16 damage to him, and he's dying. Yep, because he'd already been hit.
His ego was wounded.
Yep. Alrighty. Next.
Oh, yeah.
All right. The boar goes, I know what I'm going to do. Because the halfling next to him yells, go attack that diva. So he says, okay, I'll do that. Thump. And that's a good thump. And diva takes some damage.
To do the thump.
Does
No,
Nudge get an
you
opportunity
actually-
attack?
Why is the boar not on the combat tracker?
Oh, let me add him to the combat tracker. All right, because it's his turn, and he attacked, and that was 13 damage on top of the 5 already taken, so it's 18 she's taken. All right, she's bloodied. And boar's done. First.
Would Nudge get an opportunity attack there?
Only if it moves.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna move. Oh,
Okay.
wait,
Oh,
actually,
what's his name?
wait.
Oh, Nudge. Yeah, ran right past Nudge. So yes,
Oh.
Nudge, you get the opportunity
Excellent.
attack. You blended in on the on top of the
Does
thing.
look like a
You're
tent.
not targeting.
Well, your
Flares in
opportunity
my
went
eyes.
You
Yeah,
got a target.
wasted.
Oh. I'll figure
There you
this
go.
out. Okay.
Roll. There's a hit.
Hey. It's still doing the thing. Excellent. Hey.
All right. There's some 20 damage on that guy. Okay. So now it is Bertel's turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna go like this, which should avoid opportunity attacks and gives me combat advantage.
Ooh, flanking.
It's not flanked. Flanked would be if you were
But nudge at me,
here.
isn't it?
Yeah, he's exactly opposite him with Nudge.
Oh, yep. Nudge is hiding every time I can't see her because of the. Yes,
Looks like a
yes,
pillow.
that does give you combat advantage.
Ha!
Yes.
Very stealthy 7-foot bear.
Yes.
Yeah, should I? Is it manually or are you doing that?
You can. I tried to put on
Right.
combat advantage. Yeah, I'm not very sure how to plug in combat advantage on people.
Google is your friend.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm gonna have to hunt that down because it's the interface in and of itself is not all that. Anyway, go to the modifier, scroll up twice to get +2 and thump.
all right. Then I'm Okay, I've got him targeted. Then I'm gonna attack. Oops.
Yeah,
Mm.
a attack. We'll do the first. No. Yeah. Okay. Because you only get one attack with that Warden's Lunge, don't you?
Yeah, but I'm not sure why the two words. Yeah. Each time.
Yeah. Some of these things you click them once and they fire, and other things you have to click them twice to fire. So you will take the first as a hit and the first damage. So that's 11 damage
All right.
on the boar. So he's not been hit. No, Nudge, you hit him, and that was 20. So that's 31
Plus
on the
12 for
boar.
him.
Yep. Okay.
Hey,
31. Yep,
we're
it's
gonna
bloody.
have roast boar tonight. We've got a fire over there.
All right, it's slinger
Crispy
time.
halflings on the side.
Well, the slinger's got a nudge right there. So, slinger, target nudge. No longer a Tama. Sling. And that's a hit.
Oh, that's a hit.
Yep, gonna sit there and roll a little sling bullet damage to the head. And
Ow.
moves up to flank you with the boar. Alrighty,
So
next.
the boar is getting flanked while flanking.
Yes, you can do that.
Magic.
This slinger says, well, I know how to do this. 1, 2, ha, now I'm flanking you. So he's going to go ahead and make sure he's targeting Bertel instead of Middle Claw. And untarget Middle Claw. All right. Here, get a dagger upside the back. Ooh. And that's a max damage. Daggers aren't much, but it helps. All right.
Wait a second. Why does it say I'm bloodied now?
It says you're bloody because you took 8 plus how much more damage before?
I was full before. That's why I'm wondering.
Shouldn't have anything written on there of damage. All right, I just knocked it down to 8 since the first hit. All right, Huss.
All right. I'm going to go to that guy and I'm going to say, well, you're not a complete idiot. There's obviously parts missing.
That's a hit.
They were indeed cutting words.
Max damage again. And he
Toss
gets
him down
pulled
to
two,
side.
and he gets pulled 2 spaces towards me.
All right.
So infuriated.
Which means Bertel can get an opportunity attack on him as he goes by. So let's drag that real quick. Go ahead and do a quick melee basic.
Yeah, I just had to sort out the other stuff.
That's a hit. And that's a chunk more damage. All right. Let me move that now. Back up to Haas is done. I'm assuming you're done.
Yeah, I'll blow a raspberry at him.
Okay.
Where's my toe?
Albert.
Okay, he's going to stay where he is.
All right.
I'll target both of those with a dread presence.
Okay. The boar got hit. That's 10 damage to the boar. Alrighty. Anything more?
It creates a zone. If he stays in there, he takes necrotic damage.
Okay. Is this for enemies or
Yeah,
for
just enemies.
creatures? Okay, go ahead and draw that zone so we know what it is. right-click pointers. It's a 3x3 zone.
Point. Which is the pointers one?
It's the little arrow, like at 11 o'clock. Let's see. Well, Atama will get ready. Alrighty, that looks like a 2.
It's a 2x2. It's actually, yeah, that's close enough.
Now, is it a burst 2? Is that what it
It's
is?
a burst 5.
Okay, so it's a 5x5 then.
Yeah, but it's for close 5.
Okay, but it would still fit. Let's see. Pointers. Let's draw a square. There's your 5, and then drag that. So something
Targeting
like that.
both of them, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I need to
Yeah.
move it there. So it's
yeah.
So you can go ahead and clear yours out. All right. Hema's turn. That pointer and delete that one. All right. So she's going to back up 1 square to get out of the range of the boar, and she commands Nudge to, give him a good smack upside the head. So melee basic.
Hey,
And
so
you're-
is it like an
you're up.
additional attack that I get to do?
This is on her command. So go ahead and scroll up twice on modifier to get a +2 to attack.
On modifier? Which modifier?
At bottom left corner, there's modifiers. That little box, scroll up twice.
Bottom left of which?
Next to the dice. Looking at the dice, the
Oh,
little box to the side that says modifier. Scroll up twice to +2.
Okay, so I got a +2 there.
And then you can do a melee basic on the dire boar. You've got them already selected. All right, so that's a hit. You do again.
Hey!
And it's dying. And that's how it's done. That's
Roast boar, very nice.
all right. So
Bye,
it's
piggy.
Tama's turn, and she says, "Yep, I'm done." All right, Nudge, your turn.
Well, I'm gonna turn around and smash this one. Thought he could get the better of me. My battle wrath stance. Where's my thing? Powers. Do that. Come back here. Okay. A hit.
That's a definite hit. With a raw 19 roll, you're almost going to hit everything with that. All right.
Critical! Okay, well, I think that's the end of my turn.
All right. Pass it
Middle
on.
Claw!
Let's
This
go,
should be-
Legolas. Let's go.
All right, both hit. It's a pile of damage.
And they're both dead.
Yep, it was sufficient.
I'll think about
they
that.
did not have much left on them.
I insulted one to just about death, so.
Both of them were critical.
Yep. So at this point, they're taking care of you. Scan around the area, and you don't see any more coming in. So, Partly, what are you gonna do?
Well, I think we're gonna go back to town.
Loot the
Loot
bodies!
Loot the
After we
bodies.
loot everything. We're picking him up.
Yes.
Take everything
Loot the
that's not
bodies,
nailed down.
Yep. All right. Let
Like,
me.
there was a dino that would work.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Atama off of the party list while I drop in the fight.
Don't forget the
She
elbow.
doesn't-
Okay,
That way she-
Okay, guys, time
Yep.
to clean this place up
Yep.
and have our
Owlbear
roast
is
boar.
not there. All right. So encounters with halflings. Drag that in. All right. And then inventory for looting the bodies.
I figured out
Drag
what
that
your
in
push
too.
talk key is, Bertol.
Yeah, we know.
Yep. Alrighty. So, looking at this, there's a bunch of stuff that you've looted from this and the last round. There's almost 300 sling bullets, 13 slings, 4 short swords, 14 leather armor, 9 daggers, a hammer that's black, and a note.
Read the note.
Can anybody else read?
We are not alone. I have been speaking with someone who will aid us against the corrupt magistrate in Sicily. We will have our day. Our demands will be no more.
Yep.
Takes his money and the weapon from our friends. Signed, Artimax.
That's the wrong note. Can't believe that that's there. Let
It's
me
unfortunate.
do-
Spoiler
Yeah,
alert.
it's unfortunate. No, it's very, very similar, but
We'll pretend we didn't
edit
see
that
it.
because yep, you didn't see Artemex there. There.
So the
Artemex.
note was actually signed by Autofist instead.
Mhm. Yep. And I don't know why I checked that 3 times. Unless this was that was lingering from before. That's why it didn't get fixed. Anyway, so yes, that's signed by Ortofest. And then also that black hammer. And you've got some copper, some silver, and some gold. I'm going to go ahead and just divvy that up amongst everybody right now. Ba-doom. There's
Does the
2
magic?
gold, 2
Does the
copper.
hammer look magical in any way? This black hammer?
It does not appear to be magical. No. Typically, if something is magical, it takes an extended rest to see that.
It doesn't just tingle with magic. If it's magical.
No, you can. Some things are obviously magical by the quality of them, what people have been doing with them. But otherwise, you don't really know often what they are until you have an extended rest. It gives you a chance to check them out. There are a bunch of. Let's see what we got here.
Train.
Yep, we got a wandering Torgal who's
He's finished his
wandered in.
breakfast.
Guys, I don't know. There was something wrong with that 4th roasted chicken they served me last night, and an upset stomach, and then I had some schnapps. But then there must have been something wrong with that 2nd bottle of schnapps, and this morning I couldn't get out of the door. I don't know why. The door just was too small. So
It
It's
shrunk.
very traumatic yesterday.
Alrighty.
And
So
we'll
as
drink to
soon
old
as
companions.
Thor gets in, and so what you if you want to take the leather armors and short swords and slings and whatnot, probably best to put that on somebody with a lot of strength to be able to get that done.
Looks at Nudge.
Here, actually, let me. Yeah, Thor and Nudge are both good people for that.
I am just
Well,
a
Bert
scrawny
will-
wiki boy.
Apparently looks really good for that too. But yes.
Okay, so let's.
I mean, we could.
I'm just worried because Nudge might jump into a fire again, and then all that loot is lost.
It could happen.
I don't
Alright.
know. I've learned my lesson about jumping over fires. You go around them.
I mean, we could outfit the owlbear with some saddlebags.
The owlbear actually has 20 strength and can carry stuff, but you'd have to talk to Tony about whether or not that's agreeable.
Yeah, he may as well be useful for something.
It's
That's
on
for
me.
stealing all the gold.
Either your owlbear carries that stuff, or I'm taking all your rations.
Take
Fine,
them.
you
I don't
carry the
eat.
rations, I'll carry
I
everything
think
else.
I wouldn't mind taking some of the beggars, so I have some form of engaging in slightly distant combat. If I can't make
Wait,
it right away.
You guys are still at this camp?
We had a second fight.
Ah, I missed out on all the
Yep.
fun.
Yes, you missed on the fun and the experience, but you can
Not
share
on
the
this
carrying.
lovely post Direboar.
What did you guys fight? The Eterna or
We
No,
fought
no,
No,
we-
Direboar and a whole bunch
we-
of more halflings. You see their bodies scattered around. They're very crispy now.
I'm still full from that
Farming up
chicken.
that-
They don't look appetizing.
So there's a note, a black hammer, 9 daggers, 14 leather armor, short sword slings, and bullets and stuff. Are we just going to dump that on the poor owlbear?
Yeah, stick it on him.
All right.
Well, I don't imagine this leather armor fits anybody here.
We fashion a crude leather saddlebags with the tent.
Or with the leather armor.
I could probably put one pant over each arm to wear. No.
Yeah, that's a possibility. Add Albert to the party list because then he can't pick up anything unless he's in the party. There we
So
go.
how does leather armor, or actually any armor, work? Because technically, narratively, this armor is small, and we could all use some armor.
You've got armor on.
I'm not giving up my skill armor. Nope.
Yeah, a bunch of you already have armor. Some of you don't really like wearing armor. This is something that you can drag back to town and sell.
Sell.
And
Excellent.
if you've got the space for that, you definitely can do. So I will go ahead and dump that onto. I'll distribute that.
All there.
He's got those. There's a note and a black hammer. Those you might want to keep on a player as opposed to a beast of burden.
I will take those. I smash things.
We'll get a rest, mate. Worth looking at that hammer.
Alrighty. So
I'm
those are the
still
plans.
carrying that gem, don't I?
You still have that gem, yes.
Good.
And
Hope you guys
you
don't
weren't
need it.
around to help earlier. So
Hey! So we have read this note from Ordefest.
yes. Alrighty. So at this
Could you read
point,
it again for
it's
Thor?
yeah, you certainly can. If you look at the inventory, actually, you can't see that anymore because it's nudge. You could read it.
I can read it. It's a scrap of parchment, a scrap, mind you, with
Mhm.
following text on it. We are not alone. I have been speaking with someone who will aid us against the corrupt magistrate in Thistle. We will have our day. Our demands will be ignored no more. Take this money and weapon from our friends. Signed, Ordefest. So, was that the money that we found? Because I'm interested to know what this weapon is. And whether the magistrate actually is corrupt.
Good question. At this point, time-wise, it's almost sunset, and so you can make a choice. You can either march through the night and head back to town, or you could go off of this path someplace away from the halfling camp and have an extended rest, and then march into town and get there early in the morning.
I vote we camp outside. We can regroup in the morning.
You're the party leader.
Yep.
So, Mr. Augur,
All
can you find us a good place to bunk down for the night?
Actually, here I will spin an extended rest, and everybody should be healed at this point.
Right.
And
Fatima
should
is
have-
still.
You should all be fully healed. All your encounter and daily powers should be back. You should have all your stuff set up for you at this point.
Okay. So it's morning.
There we go. So at morning, and you march back off to Thistle with a Tama with you, and as you approach the city wall, and it's just after dawn, a guard at the entrance tells the party to go visit the magistrate. You know, as soon as you get into the city proper, you know, she should be up there.
Great. That was
So,
our plan.
which is good. So there at Vivola's office, there's 4 guards by her desk, standing to one side, and the magistrate is sitting there listening to them. She puts up her hand to the guards, and they stop talking, and she waves you closer to them, and she says, I've just been, you know, getting the debrief from these guards who went to the Kenku, and I'll have your debrief afterwards. But let's hear the rest of the guards. And the guard leader, you know, continues. He says, "We were led to the Kenku matron where we delivered your plea for peace to Artemax herself. She cast your letter into the fire and listed her demands. She wants a seat on the town council for a voice in the town's affairs, a public announcement from the town council that Kenku are allowed to rent lodgings and buy property within the town walls, and an order to the guards to stop roughing up Kenku in the town." He continues, he said, we tried to explain that as guards, we have to detain people when they are violating the town's edicts. But this was a mistake since she didn't want to hear anything about Kenku stealing stuff from us. She kicked us out and yelled that we were not to return without their demands being met. As we left, we did see clear signs that they were preparing for a big fight. Food and beasts are being stockpiled there, and we saw weapons and armor everywhere. What we didn't see was any indication of when they would mobilize. She
Sounds like
sits
they're
there and
mobilizing right now.
yeah. So she sits there and listens to that for a while and breathes a sigh and then goes, "All right." Turns to the party and says, "Can you give me your report, please?"
Yes, we smashed those halflings and a dire boar that showed up, and here's Batema.
She recognizes Atama as somebody that she's worked with before, as having messages delivered, and she was saying, "Is there any other information that you got? Anything that could give any indication as to what the halflings are wanting?"
Well, they're in contact with somebody named Ortifest, and they've accused some magistrate here of being corrupt.
He said, "Well, Ortofest, that's the clan leader of the halflings. That's who Ortofest is."
Well, then you'll have to take it up with him.
Well,
Sounds like you
he
got a
won't
problem
come
with
in.
all of those Kenku, though.
He won't
Yeah.
come in for us to arrest him.
So she sits there and she thanks the guards for their report and thanks you for your report of what you did, and then she addresses the entire council that's gathered there, and she says, "Okay, I see 3 options before us. We can talk and settle this peaceably with both groups. We can attack the halflings while they are preparing for an attack, or we can defend Thistle itself against the imminent Kenku attack. I need to hear your ideas from this council. So what do we do?" And Atama just thumps the end of her great bow twice on the floor to draw the eyes to her, and she says, "I am Atama, a warlord of Iberi, and my training teaches me that only a fool lets the enemy choose the time of battle. We must summon up our forces and strike fast and hard at the halflings and end their threat before they attack." The lore master Jarlee snorts at this and goes, "No, no, no. That's spoken like a warlord, because only a great fool seeks out a beast in its den. I say we let the Kenku come to the gates of our town, and here we will fight them where we know the land." And Madame Vivola stands up and she says, "Okay, only honest words will bring this to a close, but I fear we are past words, both with the halfling and with the Kenku. At this point, I'm afraid that blood will be spilled before we can resolve this. And I withdraw the idea of diplomacy unless we can get the leaders here to talk and sue for peace." So she turns to the group and says, "And what say you? You know, you repulse the halflings and the Kenku push. You probed into the halfling land and found evidence of a gathering of forces there. You heard the guards report of the Kenku's imminent attack, but what do you suggest? Strike the halflings while they are gathering forces, or defend the town from an incoming Kenku fight?
Go
What do you
smash
say?
the Kenku. Of course.
My question is the Ken, are they in a cave, or are they just like, is their camp in a cave, or are they just out in the open? I missed that part.
You haven't been to where the Kenku live.
Well, I mean, I was asking Vivian, but
Uh,
Vivilla.
uh, the
Vivilla.
Kenku, the Vivilla, the Kenku live more to the east from Thistle, pretty much in a very rude camp. They've not built much by way of buildings out there. They are very accustomed to living on the ground and kind of rolling around in squalor
Well,
out there.
Can we talk among each other without her hearing us?
Yes. Just
Okay.
whisper. So
Hold
talk
on.
amongst yourselves.
I'm just like pushing everybody in the corner. Give us a minute there, Vivian.
I'm throwing
We
against the
have
wall.
not talked to the Kenku yet, and
No,
she
we've not.
was accused of being corrupt. So I'm not just gonna stay here and murder Kenku just because they might come attack. We don't know what their reason is. So why don't we go to that camp, telling her, whatever, we go smash Kenku, but we're actually gonna try talking to them first and get their side of the story.
So many of them there are.
That works for me.
I got no issues.
Win-win.
Okay, and then I push everybody back to Vivian. It's like, yeah, thanks for waiting.
Vivilla.
Sure, whatever. I still have chicken bones on my teeth.
It's so very political.
All right. So, what are you talking to
So,
Vivilla
talking to
about?
Vivilla is like, yeah, we're gonna go. We've talked amongst ourselves. We will go take care of the Kenku for you. We will go to their camp.
She says, "I think going to the camp would be great, but I'm afraid their forces are pretty close to the town walls. So I don't know if you would have time to get
Or
to
are
the
they on the
camp
way?
before they attack. Yeah, they're on the way, coming here.
Great! They're coming to us. Saves us a whole bunch of travel.
Well, I say we defend
Come
the
on,
town.
guys,
Then.
let's go.
All right, I
All
guess
right.
we're going.
Okay. She points to you and says, if you would spend some time with the defenses on the eastern wall to check out and see what's happening there. We're going to send others elsewhere to make sure that all of our walls are defended, and we don't want to have anybody sneaking in while they're doing a feint on one side and attacking from another. We don't want that to happen.
We're gonna go outside and go meet the Kenku.
Check for undermine. Where the wall is undermined.
Alrighty. So you're heading out. So you can wave and say bye.
Bye.
Bye, Vivian.
All right.
I'm the last one out. I just shake my head and nod and walk away.
All right. Atema motions as you're walking out and says that she would gladly go with if you will have
Hey,
her.
we can always use one more. Come along.
Let's go slaughter some birds. I'm sure they taste like chicken.
Alrighty. So as you head out to the east gate, let me throw up a map. Get that. Right. Drop you guys in here. Keep trying to grab you from the party sheet, and it doesn't grab when I want to drop it onto the map. There we go. There. we'll just drag some people on here. I am missing Thor on the party map, combat tracker.
Something I need to do.
Nope. I just dragged you in there. I just realized that you weren't there. I said, nope, you got to be there.
Yeah, because you
Let's-
overslept.
2, 3. Let's see, there's 6. I'm missing somebody. Thundy, Thor, Albert, Bertel, Tama, Nudge, Middle
You
Claw.
did
Middle Claw.
Did you? Oh, okay.
That's who's missing. All
So
right.
is Atema is part of a group now, but can we do we know whether she is loyal to Sisse or the town leader? We will.
That's a
Sounds
good
like
question.
inside checks.
You can sit there and talk with her about that, and if she's lying, and that's a bluff check against your perception. Is how that sort of thing would go on.
Yeah. So I guess while we were working over there, I go. Yeah, I walk over to her and ask how she or what's her affiliation with Will and whether she's just working for her or if there's any other connection.
Well, she's not technically right now. She's not working with Vivila. She's lives in Rust and had been sent on a courier mission to deliver off some stuff to the town. She dropped it off, and while waiting for a return message, got thumped in the attack. And so she's very much invested because she's been to Thistle multiple times on her jobs. And so she likes the town. She's very much invested in making sure that the town remains, as opposed to getting thumped by other things. And
Now,
so
Rust is the
she's
iron mine up north, right?
yes. And so if you want to roll a perception check on her words, you can see do that in the tower.
We
Got to do that in the tower, so
Yeah.
you won't know how good of a role you have. Okay. So you look at her, and based off of body language and her explanation, you're sitting there going, yeah, it sounds very much like she's telling the truth. Doesn't sound like she is hiding anything from you. She mentioned that she was a war leader. She's wearing armor. She's got a great bow and some ability to lead in battle. So evidently that's probably what she is, as far as a war leader is concerned. Now you come to the east gate. It's east going down, and you notice that the walls there have been kind of barricaded with some wagons in the gateway, and there's people that have been milling around. They're taking stuff that's like trash and throwing it over the walls. Doing stuff to kind of beef up the area. Barrels with water, things like that, in case anything gets fired up, is here.
Can't Kenku fly?
I
Nope.
believe they cannot. They were cursed by their
Well,
god that created them because they were too creative and tried stealing something from him.
How high are the walls?
The walls are 15 foot tall.
Just the gate we need to worry about then.
Yeah.
So they're like
And
emus or penguins.
yeah. And then as you are there, you hear what sounds like a roar of animals off to the side, and you see a whole bunch of kenku just outside the town gates, and I need to make
Excellent.
visible. So the battles come to you. So you might as well go ahead and roll some initiative here.
Well, I guess we don't. Diplomacy is not an option.
Well, you were a little slow.
I am the deployment, or I am the diplomacy.
Well, the fact
Yeah,
is,
I'll find the button. Hold on. Every time I'm fucking can't find this damn button.
It's hiding.
I guess you found the button.
Oh, we're gonna eat good tonight. We're gonna have some of that
All right.
bull.
I'm gonna
Okay,
suggest
thunder's 12.
Nudge and Thor. I suggest you hold the carts against the wall, because that bull looks like he's about to charge.
Hey. Well,
Hey,
this-
hey, hey, it's Fat Albert.
And if I got some news for you.
Yep.
Hey, Nudge,
All
do
right.
you have a red cloth on you?
All right. Berto, you are first in the initiative list
Check my
with a
bags.
21.
Nope.
Yeah.
So
One question: this barricade, I can't work over it. Just right away, can I?
it's very much difficult terrain because everything's piled there. You could get over it, but it's going to take extra work. But
Yeah.
you
So
can.
can I use my try to remember my past to make out any spots in defense that might be more or less like more likely to be reached in terms of a history check?
You can do that. Sit there and scan around and see what could be there. Oh, why is that guy not there? He was visible.
He's a phantom.
No, he's not.
Ooh.
The Phantom of the Barricade.
So I'm trying to recall past battlefield experience to find out whether there might be breaches somewhere more likely than elsewhere to cover that area.
Well, history is a good one to think about. Let's see, history.
Or nature.
You remember sieges of old, and you remember that defenders almost always win in sieges, and part of it is because of the terrain. They have the higher ground often. They have the walls. They have food supplies and stores. That's probably the best thing for a defender type. At this point, the weakest area appears to be the area with the wagons there. You know, the walls, they're 15-foot tall walls. You know, those are going to
Yeah.
take some scale.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna position myself behind the wagons. So can I go one further, or is it a wagon already?
You can go to any of those 3 further. It's going to be another 2 squares. Well, the 2 on the right are difficult terrain. Yeah, so that'd be
So
5, 6. You know,
but that's
but
difficult to when I'm standing on now or not?
yes,
Okay.
because
So
the wagons are there.
yeah. Okay. So I'm just go to my 4th spot. So
Okay,
I
the
have
4.
so I don't have any trouble falling over anything that should happen.
Yep.
And that's
All
my
right.
turn. It's my turn.
Okay. Next, Atama.
I thought it was
She.
me.
Nope, Atama's there. She got a 17.
Okay. I got an
That's
18.
Oh, no, you got an 18. You should be. No, it's you. It's you.
Us.
Do your thing.
My thing. Yes.
Your thing.
By the way, I think somebody should have done a nature check on the bull because I'm not sure whether it can charge right through those wagons.
I'd like to move
That'd be
there,
4,
please.
5, 6 at the last to get there. Yeah.
Too much then? All right.
So you don't have 6 speed?
I mean, I have the full 30 movement speed.
Okay, so you've got 6. You could
Yeah.
go there, yes, because it'd be 5, 6 at the last. So
I just like to kind of be in this like little hidey hole section, like where I can see out. And
Yep.
how far are they away? I'd like to know.
Are they within shouting distance?
10 squares.
If you sit there, you could drag or you should be able to see if you can drag something. Try a movement to
All right.
the
10 to
like
there.
that. So that's 10. So that's within 10 of you.
Hmm.
So definitely the 3 in front you could hit. The guys below are 11, so you couldn't hit them.
I am going to what was I going to say? I've forgotten it. That's fine. I'll just cutting words one of them.
All right.
I'll cutting words this Kenku warrior. I'll go.
Let me get bird of the word.
Fly.
Go. If I wanted to kill myself, I'd jump off your ego and land on your IQ.
I must remember that one.
All right, that's a hit. All right,
then,
and pulling 2.
Yep, pulls 2. And then
Yep.
for I'd also like to use Hellfire Heart.
Is that a moderate thing, or what is that? A minor?
That is just no action. It's just the trigger is I hit an enemy with an attack.
Ah. Okay, yeah, you can do the Hellfire for
target
additional
takes fire damage equals to 1 plus my charisma, and takes a -2 penalty to attack rolls that include me as a target.
Yeah, well, there you go.
So,
all right, done.
Done and dusted.
All right. All right. Atema says, "Okay, I'm gonna bump over here a little bit, and I'm gonna target that Kenku with my great bow." And
it's a great bow. It's a very nice bow.
and that's a hit. Roll some damage. All right. So that's a 10 damage on the guy. And she says, "We can do it."
You can do it.
Which one did Atema target?
What's the chances of climbing onto the wall?
Pretty easy. There's ladders 1 square over from the entrance. There's ladders that you can just easily climb up. No extra difficulty. So it's 15 tall. So that means that's 3 movement to climb to the top.
Why would they put ladders on the outside of the wall?
No, on the inside where you guys are, but it's 1 block over from the entrance.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
I'll save that for my next turn because I'll be halfway up if I take it now.
Hey! I'm whispering to everybody else in the group. Did our ranger just move?
He's going the wrong way. He's going towards the enemy.
He's got cover. That's why he's there.
I was going to say that's 4 shots. Who are you shooting at?
I'm sure I targeted the enraged bull.
You are targeting yourself. Oh, and 1
Ouch.
enraged bull. Okay. The last 2 miss and a miss. The first 2 you hit yourself because it's targeting yourself.
That's strange.
You're still
You
targeting.
should
yourself.
shoot him outside of.
I got a fumble,
All
so
right.
definitely a miss.
Yep. So yeah, you rolled a 1 and a 7, so you missed those. All right, Albert. Andy, what do you think?
I was thinking the whole time that this thing was called Owl Bear.
It is an owl bear.
But its name is Owlbear? Really?
Yep.
Owlbear the Owlbear.
Yes.
I thought bad puns was one of the rules.
No, that's my shtick. For D&D, anyway. Unless you want to fight in the Hidden Valley Ranch with Jelly Green Giant, we could do that.
Now make sure I targeted the bull.
your turn. All right, that's
I'll move
5.
there. And I don't know. How do I know how far I can throw my axe?
You can throw it 6, I believe. If we take a look at your thing, combat.
Don't be looking at my thing.
It's range 5, so double that would be 10, but you're -2 to hit after 5. That's what your thing says.
Does it?
So you can hit looks like you can hit Kenku Warrior 1 at long range, the bull, or Kenku Warrior 2 at long range. So it'd be -2 to hit any of those 3.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and target this fella.
Sure. Go ahead and hit the modifier and scroll down 2.
Hit the modifier.
Bottom left next to the dice. Scroll down 2, and it'll say -2.
I promise I don't know what you're saying.
Looking at the
I
dice.
see my
on the
hand axe.
screen.
Yep.
Yep. On the left of the dice, there's a little thing, a box that says modifier. It's got some
Okay, that
dots.
must be in the menu view, maybe.
No, it's on the desktop below the chat.
Oh.
Oh.
Uh-huh. And now I roll, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yep. So that's a miss. But
Okay.
that now you know how to do that.
I'm not done yet.
What you gonna do?
I got this ability stuff here. Oh my god, these tabs. Hold on. I gotta target myself, I think, right?
Shouldn't have to target yourself for a bunch of those. It should be notified as self skills, and you could just roll. Yep. Alrighty. These Kenkus decide to do their thing. He's already been pulled up 2, so he says, well, I'll just do this. 2, 3, that's close enough. And since you threw a hammer at him, he says, fine, I'll throw a dagger at you. Take that. And yeah, you take 10 damage. He said, that's how you do it. And this guy comes up and says, can I do that too? I would like to do that too. So he throws a dagger at you and misses. And then he hangs his head in shame and says, that was not fun. All right. But he yells at the bull and say, bull, charge.
I tried to throw. You better get ready and hold these carts because he's charging.
You know what you do later check.
Let me roll a die. Oh, the bull runs full tilt into the carts and smashes the carts into kindling wood and fragments all over the place. But now he's stuck in the center there and can't move. However, there are some people within range of his horns. So he says, I like this Haas guy who's been saying these cutting remarks.
I
I'll
don't think you do.
spear him, no problems here. Let's spear no detail.
Spear him, no
Spear no
mercy.
expense. There we go. Here he's
Spear
spearing no expense.
Okay, I'll let myself
There,
get
take
hit.
16.
I'd prefer not to have gotten hit.
Nudge.
Are we not getting opportunity attacks?
Not with him because he moved out of here. From here, you wouldn't be able to attack him, and then he moved into your range. And he's a 3x3, so No, if he were to move, then yes, he would provoke opportunity attacks from all three of you guys in front. 4 in front, Albert.
3.
Quit goring me. You're so goring. He says as there's an actual bullhorn stuck in him.
3.
Want to go down
So I-
one to the right more?
Oh, I could like come.
Nope, you can't go through there because of all the difficult terrain there.
It's
And
kindling wood,
that's-
you said.
Yes, but that's also he's a 3x3 monster. You can't stand in his 3x3.
There's
You'll pass
also a
out the way.
very large boar there.
Yes,
So does
in
that-
the entry.
if he's 3x3, that means I could come over here.
Yes, you
And
can
reach
be
him?
there and attack. Yes, you can reach him from there. That
Okay.
entire row of 5 can reach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then I'm gonna target him. I'm in that lovely battle wrath stance. Yeah.
More damage.
Okay. That's
That's a
terrible.
miss. Yep, that's a terrible roll. You should feel bad. But yeah, so that's done.
You know, honestly, if something takes up 9 squares, he should have like a plus 20 to hit. How do you miss something that big?
It's
a
not
roll in the
necessarily. There's also to hit is where they are. You know, teeny tiny things flying really fast are hard to hit. A big fat thing not moving, easier to hit. But the teeny tiny thing has a teeny tiny thin skin, so a good smack and it does damage. A big fat ginormous bull has thick skin, so it's going to take more to pierce through and do damage. So it's not just the size; it's also how strong they are, the defense. Do they have magic? Is the DM like them? You know, all sorts of things could affect their armor
Do you
class.
practice these comebacks, these excuses at home? Like,
It's part of my native wit.
It is extempore from my mother would.
Yes.
Oh, witty mother is also spoken.
I will give a +2 for the next attack to anyone who can name within the next 20 seconds the Shakespeare play that quote that Mr. the Duck Farmer comes from.
I didn't hear it. What did you say?
Oh, say it loud.
Okay. Where did you study all this goodly speech? It is extempore from my mother wit. A witty mother, witless else her son.
Othello.
Romeo and Juliet.
No.
Much ado
That's strange.
about nothing.
No.
Jamming of the shrew.
Yes.
Oh.
So Nudge, you get +2 next round. Anyway, you got to remember that. Anyway, Nudge, I'm assuming you have done your attacking, you've done your moving, and you did a
Yes.
minor to the thing. So you're done.
Yes, I'm done.
All right, the Kenku start chirping and whistling at each other, and this guy goes 1, 2, 3, and throws a 12-foot ladder up against the wall and holds. And then he says, "Okay."
The wall is 15 feet, so
Yep,
he's taller than 3 feet. Yeah, he can reach.
Yep. They're medium sized. Excuse me, coming through. Beep, 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 boop. Throws up 1. Next, and he goes, and he'll move over at the last second and throws up 1.
But I got hell of a range. I got a hell of a movement range.
Well, if they're not attacking, they can do 2 movements. He's on top of the wall. And he goes. 6, he's on top of the wall. Oh, come on. Said you go on top of the wall. Right. And next. He's on top of the wall. Why are you just off of my screen? There we go. Next. He's gonna wait right there, and he can go top of the wall, and he can do. He's gonna wait right there. All right, Bertel. Round 2.
I'm just one thing. When you're on the wall, do you have combat advantage throwing stuff down, or how does it work?
They can see you clearly, but from some of the angles, like for example, Thundi Bertel Attainment, since you're back a row or more, you would be able to see them fully on the wall. The guys right below them are going to see only half, so they would be at a disadvantage shooting up. But from above, they would have no problem just leaning over and going straight down.
Linda
I
says
mean, generally,
goodbye.
if you're on a high point aiming down, do you get combat advantage, or it's just you can see him good and it's all fine? Normal roads.
It's normal. There isn't really a height combat advantage in 4th edition, unless the angle is such that you can't see them, which is very true for the first row.
But yeah, so I'm gonna use a throwing hammer if I would know how to get that.
Yep. So you would target somebody,
That
and you would.
big boy.
Yep. You would
I'm
do a.
getting it more duck down the guy and
Mhm.
charge my hammer, but I'm not quite sure where I get the rifle for it.
You should be able to, if you go to your combat tab, you've got a throwing hammer there. You can just
Yeah.
double click the die on the left to attack,
This
and that's a hit. So now you can hit the die on the right, and there's your damage.
alright. Then I'm gonna move right next to the wall.
All right, because that's where the ladder is going up. It's right where you,
Okay.
and
Good
to
to
the
know.
left of Albert.
I'd like to slide a square, please, without taking any
Mhm.
opportunity attacks, please.
Yep. No, you can slide like that.
Can I see
Shift
the
is
Kenku?
the word.
Can I see the Feral Kenku number 8?
You can, and you're pretty much able to see him whole, so you don't have any minuses to attack.
Okay. I'm gonna staggering notes him. Try to knock him off the wall.
All right,
Do-do-do-do.
that's it.
What's your instrument?
It is a electric lute.
Nice. So you do an electric slide into
Yep.
any position. Get him
Yep.
with the electric boots.
So you hit the Kenku and drag him 2 squares, and he falls on top of you dead.
No. That's cutting words. Cutting words is a pull. Staggering notes is a backwards.
Oh, he gets knocked over the wall and falls back there. All right.
Any hinder his colleague can go too.
Yeah, you can. It'll because the colleague is down on the ground, and so you can push him over. He's 15 feet above. You can easily push him.
And I'd like to. I'd like to use my majestic word on myself, please.
Go right ahead.
You are majestic, and I heal myself.
There you go.
That's I gotta
Alrighty.
move the button down, don't I? There you go.
Yep. Okay, so she is gonna continue shooting. She says that she's gonna keep shooting that warrior, the Kenku warrior, because he's already wounded some. So she will target that.
I softened him up for you.
I'm probably gonna yell at her. Shoot the bull! Shoot the bull!
Nudge, you're strong. Go kill it.
All right. Yep. That was sufficient to skewer him right in the neck, and he and falls over.
Oh, it's not my turn
Yep.
for a while.
Yep. And she'll
For a great long
centralize this.
while.
All right, middle claw.
It should be noted I'm cowering behind Nudge.
If you're moving 2, you're going to get an opportunity to attack from the bull.
I mean, provoke an opportunity attack.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Is
not
that what
worried.
you want?
Yeah,
You would think that would give me the opportunity to do an opportunity attack.
Have you marked him?
No,
There.
but I may have to add that to the things that
My
take.
repertoire.
He is going to target here. Nope, not bull is not targeting Haas. The
Please
bull is
no.
targeting middle claw. Have a gore. Have a
That's-
horn upside the back.
That's
There you go.
agorable.
That's just agorable. Yes, it is. All right, middle claw, yours.
that's a full 20 damage.
Yes, it's a big
Excellent.
bull. It's a big horn.
Why do you think I shoot
It's
Was it a-
gone through. All right, but you weren't worried, so that's okay. Go ahead and shoot. Hit. Right, and dead. Toosh, toosh. All right, and done.
Yeah, I'm done. I can't really heal myself at the moment.
Nope. Owlbear. Thundy.
With my move.
That's your move?
Yeah.
All right.
And I'll thunder wave this one on the wall.
All right. All right.
And
And
back
that's a
3
hit.
squares.
You're pushing him back 3 squares?
Yeah. Straight off that wall.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Do they take falling damage?
Yes, they would also take falling damage.
Every
One
day.
110d damage, but go ahead and
Yeah, it's
roll
awesome. Very glad
damage.
you pushed it away instead of letting it fall on you and hurt you.
Let me go ahead and throw
Not
some.
good.
Owlbear rolled damage. I rolled some falling damage.
That's me done.
So do you have what's the damage for that that attack, Sunday?
1d6 plus 5.
Okay. So go ahead and you should be able to get through the damage on it. Because you already hit. There's your damage. All right. And dead.
Considering the height he fell down, he created his own grave.
Yep. All right. And Torgal.
If I miss this attack, I'm going back to the tavern.
And restock your ration supply.
They won't sell them no more.
What kind of drunk does Thor make?
Chill one.
I don't know about that. Last night you were pretty rowdy.
That's because that 4th roasted chicken was bad.
Sure, blame
This middle claw is within 5 of me. Yes, okay.
That's
I'm out. I'm out.
You could. That is quite the move.
Just instantaneously teleports there.
Wasn't there somebody else really hurt?
I was, but I healed myself.
Okay.
Thanks for the healing.
I need healing.
I guess that's all I can do here. Just look at the bowl, cry in silence.
All right. This guy's going to throw another dagger at Torgal.
By the way, I'm unchecking this here because I did not use that this round. Action point was checked for some reason.
Oh, yeah. No, you should be able to uncheck that. Dagger upside the face, and it's 9 damage.
Who is doing this?
The Kenko 2 threw a dagger and said, "You got scale armor, but not right there." Stab him. All right. The enraged bull is enraged, and
He's an
target
angry
it.
bull.
Get
Yeah.
your heels ready, people!
All right. He goes ahead and does a goring on Albert, and there's a hit, and that's a 18.
Poof.
So there's
Somebody
Albert.
grab the leather armor!
Yeah, or the armor splatters to the ground.
It collapses in a pile of luggage.
All right. We'll go ahead and remove Albert from there. And nudge.
Eh. Okay, I want to shift 1 just to give myself a better position.
No, I'm cowering behind you. Don't move.
All right.
I still got this wall here. Okay. If I hit him, I'm doing a power strike. Oh, but that +2 modifier, that's to hit
Yeah, you can
and
take
damage?
No, it's just
Just hit.
that's just damage.
Oh.
Because you see the turn damage, DMG 2 power, you get 2 additional because of the stance.
No, but the Shakespeare.
Oh, yes. That's +2 for your next hit. So, yes, go ahead and scroll up 2.
You thought you were going to get away with that.
Action point! Action point! Does that give me another attack, right?
Go for it, and it's still +2.
Nice.
Get another one.
No good deed goes unpunished.
That's right. That's more like it. There's a hit.
That's a hit.
Okay. Then I'm totally power striking.
Mm-hmm.
Figure out how to actually make this work. Power strike. Ha! Wait. Damage. Ha!
Go ahead and roll again. Because that was just the one blow. The power strike is a second hit. There you go.
Ha ha ha!
There you go. 45 damage. 2 hits.
It's a critical condition. Actually, who's up on in the order?
All right. So next.
That's the end of my turn. Or actually, can I shift back 1?
You already shifted.
You already did your movement.
I should do one shift. Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still kind of body blocking you, Hoss. We gotcha. Okay, Feral Kenku, up.
Oh, there's a lot of them.
All right. He decides to climb up the ladder, and he'll shoot down at Bertel, who's right there.
Why is there a ladder on the outside?
Hey, Bertel, he's looking down on you.
Yep, he's looking down from 15 feet above. Says, "Here,
I
have a javelin."
thought it said he climbed up the ladder.
But he misses you, so. And he says, "I'll climb up 3, or he'll move over 1, and there's a Thundy right down there. He'll javelin you." Have a javelin. Free.
No, thank you.
Oh, well, I gave it to you anyway. Have some damage.
My face.
He will go ahead and 1, 2, 3 up and then stand there. And he sees a nudge down there. Says, "Here, I'll give you a javelin too."
Give him a nudge.
Nope, that's a miss.
I'll nudge it out of the way.
He goes up 3, 4, 5. He'll move over to here. There's a Thundy right there. Would you like a second javelin? I'll give you a second
Thank you.
javelin. Okay, well, if you don't want it, I'll just keep it then.
You got it anyway.
It's next to you. 5. Well, would you like a third javelin?
Of the same amount.
Oh, there's a hit.
Third time's the charm.
Here, you can keep this one. There's 4 damage. All right, next and last guy. He runs up. And I'll go over one more. And there's a Bertel right there. Would you like a javelin?
Well,
No javelin for you. All right, Bertel.
Robot man.
Yeah, so how would that work if I were trying to melee attack Falcon Gohan? Because I'm below him, I have to climb off the ladder. How would that pan out?
You can climb up the ladder, and to reach him within melee distance attack, you're gonna be -2 because you have to hold on to the ladder and not be concentrating on active defensive. It's a little bit restrictive, so -2 to attack. But then you would be able to hit any of the 3 up above. They would all be within range.
Okay, so I would have to expend movement before I can attack.
Yes, you'd have two squares of movement climbing up the ladder, and when you're 10 feet up, you're within range to attack them. Because you'd be a square right there.
I see. So if I were to move only at 10 feet up, I don't get an opportunity attack yet, but if I do 15 feet, I would.
No, you wouldn't provoke opportunity attack.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it would look like this. If imagining that they're standing up there and you're climbing up the ladder, you're here on the ground, you climb up 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet. If you move now, you would provoke an opportunity attack because right here you're within attack range of them. But here
Oh, yes,
you're
melee,
not.
yeah.
And so when you move up, that doesn't provoke an opportunity attack. It's now that you're at range and then you move, that
Yeah.
would provoke opportunity attacks.
see.
If that makes sense.
just ask me. I got first-hand experience.
Yes. Running away from a bull who's within reach is painful.
Yeah, so I'm gonna climb off the ladder and attack this guy.
All right. That's -2 to hit. You can
Yeah,
have fire.
I did that on the temporary thing. And it's still a
That'll
hit.
hit. Yeah, it's still a hit even with -2. So, all right. Ooh, temporary benefit hit points. Yay. All right, he's dead. Now you're kind of hanging there.
Yeah, I got more or less. So I'm just gonna give it over to us.
All right. Okie dokie. Huss.
Hello. All right. So, I would like to target this Kanku and, well, no. I'm going to target the enraged bull. I'm going to use a staggering note.
Ooh.
I'm going to go just, well, if I can click on my thing. There we go. Oh, wait, I have both
You've
untargeted.
got 2 targeted
so.
still. Yeah, control click there you go.
Just a wall of sound comes his way.
That hits.
5 damage.
Right. And you push him
2
2
squares
or
away.
3. How many? 2 squares?
2
All
squares,
right.
yes. And I'm going to have nudge, attack him.
All right, let me drop the combat token onto Nudge. Give him a quick
Hey.
smack.
Smack.
You got to bull slap him to next week.
Hey.
That's a good hit. There you go. That was a good hit as he got knocked away. All right, back up to Haas.
And I'm gonna give some healing to our paladin.
All right.
There you go, buddy. You are majestic.
I
There
am.
you go.
Thank you.
And I'd like to take several steps backwards.
Yeah, you can move any way you want.
All right.
You just want to be within 5 of everybody.
Well, I wasn't quite
Oh.
done, but that's fine. Right there's fine.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one back. One back.
Okay.
There.
Yeah, I wish it didn't do that half, but nothing I can do to stop that. It allows those weird halves. All right, done.
Yep.
All right. Tama's gonna move there, so she gets a good clear shot at the Kenku Warrior 2 and says, "Have at you." And that's a hit. Take a great arrow to the head. All right. And she's going to. But that's a combat melee basic. So yeah, she can't. All right, she's done. Middle claw.
I see two tasty targets.
Yep.
Like target shooting.
Ooh. That's both hit. Thumpa thumpa.
And they join their friends.
Dead.
And they join their friends on the other side of the wall.
Yep. All right. Dundee.
Target vote.
That's 2 hits. So roll some damage.
Ooh,
All right.
You go, crystal lady thing. I'm not sure what you are, to be honest. I'm just gonna cheer you on.
All right, Thor.
Should I just
The-
pass or should I try to attack?
The kindling is all broken, so you can actually just march over. If you want to go attack the Kenku, you're within range. 1, 2, 3,
It is
4,
a
5. Yeah, you
ball.
could just march up there and give him a thump.
Yeah, you're going to ask him nicely to move out.
Holy shit.
That's a hit.
Yay.
No, I thought that was the Valiant Strike. Yeah. Ooh, bloodied.
I pat him on the head.
But he says,
Das sieht
"Thank
man
you."
aber nicht viel.
Yep. I'm going to shift over here and say, "Hey, would you like a dagger? This is a nice dagger. It's a very sharp dagger. Would you like this dagger? You would. Here, have a dagger."
I think you got your point.
Ouch. So,
All right, Nudge.
can I get up on the wall in this turn to get to this feral Kenku?
You can, because you can go 1 over, 2 over, climb up. Bertel's in the way, and it would be difficult to get around him, but doable.
Can I like grab
Can't
grab
go up
the arm
15
and
feet
grab
like
the
that.
so can she go up to me and then I grab the arm and
Okay.
get up?
So it's like 1, 2, 3, and then get up.
The Bertel's on the ladder itself.
Oh.
So it would be more like, 1, 2, and then you would climb up 3 spaces because he's only 2 up. So you climb around him, and then
Okay.
you get here. But that would also provoke an opportunity attack as you get up next to and then climb up a square more, if that makes sense.
How would I be provoking an opportunity attack? Because, once I enter his range, I'm not leaving the Feral Kenku's range.
You are, because you
What?
climb up to here. Here, let me cancel this.
When you're on the ladder.
We need an
You're
illustration.
here, you climb over, you climb up the ladder, and you're
Where's the
here
illustration?
at the. All right, let's think of it this way. Here, I'm going to steal this Kenku, and he's on top of this hill. And you are coming over to the side to climb up. Okay, imagine you're tilting your head to the side, and then you climb up 5 feet, 10. There's 15. You're within range at this point. Now you're climbing up to where you're at the top, and then moving over on top of the wall. Does that make sense? You're moving
No.
multiple times.
Range of what, though?
Of the Kenku who's standing right here, he's on top of the wall.
There's just the one Feral Kenku on the wall, right?
Yes.
But when you're
So
in
if
the
you
same
climb
spot,
up,
Bertel, you're in its opportunity, right?
yeah. As you get to the top of the wall and move over, you're provoking an opportunity attack. You're not hurt, so it's probably not a big deal if you want to do that.
Well, if I was, say, just put me back where I was. Then I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Help out Thor.
You could have run around and used their ladders.
There is that. So,
Where? Okay, so the ladders aren't marked on here. So how
No.
would I have known that?
Yeah, it would be hard to know.
On the
What
wall.
ladders are available?
Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can help Thor. This is what you were saying.
Okay, I'm gonna help Thor and see if I can smash this.
Yum.
Kenku.
Hit him good.
Seriously.
Well, Thor's done a good job of softening him up.
Oh.
So
I
it may not take much.
target. I need to actually target the guy.
That would hit, but go ahead and hit. There you go.
Go ahead.
That's a hit.
Still doing the
And
power stance thing or battle wrath.
and that will do it. 20 damage will do it.
Turn him to pieces. Yeah.
If it hadn't been for Thor and his hit, it wouldn't have been enough.
Right.
So, teamwork. Yay, teamwork.
I did something.
Having a party.
All right. Done?
Loot the bodies.
There's one
Fill up.
left.
Not,
There's one left. There's one left. And it gets a turn. It's
all right.
healthy.
He is going to target, still targeting Bertel. He takes his spear and jumps on top of Bertel to stab him and knock him off of the ladder with him. Ooh, that's a crit. So yes,
Ow.
you get stabbed, you get knocked off of the ladder. So let's throw some critical. Okay, so 7 more damage for falling to the ground. But you fall on top of the Kenku and squish him good.
Okay,
Twists
it
in
works.
midair and lands on it.
Yep, twisting and turning all the way around. I don't see the damage. No damage. Oh, you got the partially absorbed. That's why.
Yeah.
All right. And I added the damage from the fall. All right. The Kenku are dead at this point. So if you want to take
Woohoo!
a
Loot the
short
bodies!
rest, yep, you can loot the bodies.
I'm going to get my hammer.
Noodles! Somebody, we need a medic over here!
Okay, I'm going to take Atama out of the list. I'm going to take Owlbear out of the list. And we'll throw some experience at you guys. Throw experience. Award. Chugga, chugga, chugga. And so if you loot the bodies, there's my treasure parcel. There's the treasure parcel. They had a little bit of copper on them, but a whole bunch of javelins and daggers and leather armor and some spears.
Bull meat.
So, if you want to,
You can sell
I'm
them
going
to the town militia.
Yep, you can sell them. I'm going to go ahead and throw them all onto Thor because he's got the weight. Well, let's do half to Thor and half to Nudge. Both of you guys have plenty of strength.
Holy crap! 50 javelins. I like it.
Because they had 6 for each of them as they
Bull
were
had 6.
going around. Oh no! All right, let's go ahead and split up the copper and that. All right. So that's taken care of there. So let me do a short rest so that you guys can do whatever healing surges and whatnot you need to do, and any encounter powers will get redone. And
Woohoo!
yep. And so at this point,
Wait, where
the
did my...
king.
Oh, action point used, action point unused. What?
Some of the some of the townspeople show up and start clearing up some of the kindling that was made by the bull. As they,
Bonfire
yep. Yeah,
Use
it's
the
always
body of the
helpful
bar.
to have.
party!
Or use the body of the bull to block the hole.
Yeah.
Well, I rather snack on the bull.
No, I'm sure there's going to be a great barbecue.
Yeah, it would definitely be a good barbecue. Let me tell you.
Now we're talking.
It's a big bowl.
Thor, we might actually get to fill your stomach.
Doubtful.
All right. I need to.
You might experience being full for the first time in your life.
Full is
I
good.
think I like snack.
I need to add a Tama back into the party. Thundi, are you going to resummon Owlbear?
Yes.
All right. So drop off a healing surge. Thor, are you healing up?
Oh, sorry. I thought this happened with the rest automatically.
No, you have to do healing surges.
An
An extended rest, everybody heals up completely.
Boom.
And Owlbear needs 0. All right. Middle Claw, are you going to do anything more, or you're good at that point?
I'm good at this point.
Okay. Just giving you the opportunity.
I already used one healing surge before the rest.
Okay.
You should have +5 to any healing search used because I used my Song of Rest. I started singing a song or some shit.
Trying to figure out why the action point is not showing up on my powers list.
You've not had an extended rest to bring it back if you've used it.
Because I used it on the bowl.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to get. Here we go. I can drag it from here. Middle claw. Let's grab a nudge. And then a Tama. Bertel. And a Oregon. And the owlbear is not on the combat tracker. Now he's on the combat tracker. All right. As you were working there, some of the townspeople come up and they drag away the free lumber, and people that had the wagons were complaining about the fact that, hey, now all we have is lumber instead of wagons. But they do, grab the bull and drag that away, and they're all tugging. Let's
They
see.
grabbed the bull by the horns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It and it only took 2 of them. I don't know what you guys were complaining about. They just moved that ginormous bull just real easy. So
Yeah, pie hole, yada yada.
All right. But while that was happening, more Kenku come rolling in, and literally
Yay!
rolling in.
Awesome.
Go ahead and roll the initiative.
Defend the barbecue.
That's
Thor
the
has
name of this
permission.
one.
Some friends and I in a
Once we finish that fight, the barbecue should be done. It should be all prepared.
All right. And they're all there. Let's share the map.
Guys, there may or may not be something that's significantly dangerous on the battlefield.
Is that a catapult?
It is indeed a sea mission.
Can we attack the catapult at a day with it?
You can attack that. Yes.
Punch it with my hammer.
Can we?
When
I want to
get
capture
range.
it. I want to capture this kid. I want to use it for my own nefarious purposes.
We'll put you in the spoon and
Launch
send you
me.
flying. Okay.
Right. Sunday, we still need an initiative roll from you.
Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out how to get my healing surge to go. My character's disappeared.
Oh, well, you should be able to. If you go to characters, you should be able to see it and be able to click it, or you can click up on yourself up at the top.
Yeah, if you click on your icon up top, it'll do that for you.
I got it.
And then there's that little arrow, apply healing surge. There you go.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out to do it.
Just in the nick of time.
Ready?
Roll a initiative. There you go. And I'll bear a 13. Get up there. All righty. Angry Kenku decides to start the party.
You should not do that.
And he's got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, yeah. Middle claw is very reachable, right in front of him.
Well, they brought the food. Did they bring the booze?
He throws a sling bullet at you and says, "Would you like to catch this?" You would. Okay, here. Have some of that. And he's going to stay there. And it is Fuss. Your turn.
Hi. I'm gonna move.
Is
over
middle
here.
claw really
Over
that
here,
hurt
and I'm gonna
already?
hide behind the
Jesus.
wall slightly, so I have a little bit of cover from at least the people over here.
I've been hit twice as max damage.
Ow.
Yeah,
Yep.
Middle Claw's not having a good day.
They've been mean. Oh, here, I need to say yes.
Yes. Then I'd like...
So you can...
I'm sorry?
I was going to say, you can easily see the guys from the angry Kenku on to the left. The others are harder to see. The ones to the right, you can't see at all.
I got it. I can see the feral Kenku one and the edge of the catapult. That's the maximum of my range vision.
Yeah.
I'm gonna peek around and I'm gonna peek around and talk to the angry Kenku.
All right.
I'm gonna go. Does your mother know you're wearing her drapes?
That's pretty cutting because it hit. Okay, drag 2. towards?
Yes, pulled 2 towards the direction I am. Yep.
Yep. Alrighty.
Give a healing surge, or a heat. Yeah, I'll use majestic word. Majestic. There you go, Middle Claw.
1.
Yep.
Heals 1.
And I'm done.
All right, Middle Claw. I see what you're doing.
Flee from them.
That's me there.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yeah, that's a
3, 4,
3 movement.
5.
Miss and a hit.
Feels like I suppose I could take the dash action.
You can move and then move your standard to another move.
Because I can't get in range of anybody.
You can do a charge, except it's not your turn. A charge. All right, so this Kenku, he's going to move up to there. And can't really see.
Sure glad the civilians took the ladders down in between the fight.
He's going to move 1 over. Now I can see Thor.
Bull rush attack. What's this?
You want to do a charge instead. I want to target, roll dice,
I don't see anything that says charge.
hit. All right. Alrighty, so charge attack. The way that works is it is separate from. Oh, here, let me do this guy here. He's going to move up to here, and he sees a Haas. He's going to throw
Please don't.
a dagger at Haas. Yes,
Why?
he is going to be -2 for that, though.
Yay! I have cover.
Partial cover anyway.
It was.
Woohoo!
Yep.
It was
And it's a miss.
effective.
Yep.
And by the way, it doesn't
right.
show the turn change in chat for us somehow.
Doesn't show what?
The turn change also a turn Kenku Warrior 2 or something like that. And now it does.
Yeah, yeah. I just checked them on. They should now be visible because they're having their turn, and so they show up in the list. So Kenku
I don't
1.
like that model.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hello.
Please don't. You're not
I
wanted
will
here.
spear no expenses. Oh, it didn't work.
Hello, thank you.
I appear to have missed your point.
2, 3, 4, 5. And he'll stand over here and says, I see a Haas. Here. Javelin, you want to hear this? There you go.
I don't, but I guess I have no.
That's the point.
I got the point on that one.
Yep. All right, next.
New Olympic sport, catching the javelin.
Yeah, you're an expert at it, Fundy.
Javelin catching. Woohoo!
All right, he's going to go up here. Next, and Heem. 1, 2, 4, 5. He's going to stop there. All right, Nudge.
Hey! Hey! My buddy Nudge! My buddy Haas is in trouble. Let me
Nudge,
come over here.
come save me.
1. Hey.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, like that.
Yep, that'll work.
Okay.
Ooh, kill him.
Target him.
Well, I'm gonna have to. Okay, so I did my move action.
Yep.
I can beam on my battle wrath stance
Yep.
thing. Go.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Actually, do that. Target.
Targeted. Yep.
Roll.
And a 1.
Well, that's frustrating. You
That's
get more
awesome.
way.
But if he moves, opportunity attack.
Yes.
Oh well, that's the end of my turn.
All right, Bartel.
A swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Trying to help you, buddy.
That's okay. I pat him on the shoulder.
Or maybe the arm. I don't know. Can you reach my
Yeah.
shoulder?
You
I mean,
reach way
am
up high.
I am 6 foot tall, but
Okay.
Well, I'm also 7'1".
just a bit taller than me. Just a bit.
Just a smidge.
You're exploding. Oh no, there you go.
That's what it looked like
Oof.
to me.
If I were to go here, does it get me hit Malus against Kenku?
No, you can reach around that and hit him just fine.
Give him the
Okay.
old reach around, eh?
Keep it family friendly.
Then I would instead and give him a slap on the wrist.
There you go.
I don't know what you were insinuating, Grok. I implied no such thing.
Bullshit.
Alrighty. And
So, watching Top Gun.
and Albert. Ready? Move on up.
There's an owl bear behind you.
Okay.
Bear with me.
I can't bear that.
Oh my god.
I
Keep
resemble
milking it.
All right.
Cast Fountain of Flame.
Why are you targeting me?
I'm not.
Well,
We got a
currently it
spy
shows
in our
you are.
midst, boys.
Can you even take in this turn, or do you have to leave an extra point for that?
You can attack.
Yeah, because you move both Albert and himself. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no, Thundy can shoot through you. That's no problem.
No, but I thought only one of them can be moved in a turn.
No, we read up the rules and both of them can move.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Yeah. But only one standard action can be done between the two.
Okay, good to know.
Miss.
And it's a miss.
Into the zone now.
All right. Anything more?
I'm trying to put the zone on, but I can't get the pointer to come up.
Oh, it's a 5x5.
No, it's a 3x3.
Okay. So square, right click, square. Oh, there you got it.
I'll do it.
All right.
And it stays at the end of the encounter.
Okay, so that stays there. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. I need to move this one.
Anyone in the zone takes half damage with a miss.
Oh, it does do half damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, you got to roll damage. Okay. And that was, but it's half damage. So let me go ahead and half that. All right.
Probably could have
Halved.
centered that better.
All right. And so Kenko. He's
Ginkgo.
gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4 there. And he's gonna throw down.
Rat battle.
That's a ranged area. Yes, area per 2.
How was your extemporaneous rapping, Haas?
I don't rap. I was just implying he was throwing down, so he was.
He is indeed going to throw down, and it's a area blast 2 within 10.
Oh god.
So he's going to target.
Everyone.
Yep. He can target you, and he can target you, and you, and you, and you,
So
and you, and you.
Do I get any
Because-
cover from the wall?
Oh, he's not going to target his Kenku friend. Because it's a blast, it's actually blasting from the center of that.
Oh.
So no.
So it can be ground.
What was that?
So it can be targeted at the ground and doesn't have to be unit targeted.
Yes, it does not have to be a person. It can be
Ah,
targeted
okay,
in the ground.
okay.
Yep, and pew.
Ooh, juicy.
Alrighty.
Oh!
Oh, you automatically
some
missed
hit.
me.
All right. There's some damage.
What the hell is a
partially
reaver?
absorbing. And he's going to throw that effect on you guys.
What effect?
You're restrained. You cannot move. But it's a save end. All right. And next. And he says, "That was nicely done, Frank. Let's do that again, don't you say?"
Frank?
Yes, I think that
No,
was really
Frank,
good.
don't do it again.
Says, "I like that idea. I think that was very nicely done. I'm going to target you and you and you and you and you. And why am I missing the others? You and you. Have some creepers all over you. Thump, 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 thump. Have a little bit of damage. Uh-oh.
Albert.
Why do we
died.
have defense effect -2?
Where is that?
On the attack, like right after turn Kenku Reaver 2.
Oh, I see.
Because you can't move. Means you can't
Yes.
dodge.
Yes.
Guilty
Your
feet
defense
have
is down
got
2.
no rhythm.
Hey, you just want to get a semi truck and run us over?
A
That's
question.
actually what you just said.
End this campaign right
Right.
now?
Yep.
Gruck,
All right.
Gruck.
Mhm.
As an immediate interrupt, I'd like to do something. I'd like to
All
do
right. You can
virtue
interrupt.
presence. Let me just do that. Within 5 squares of me, we'll go nudge. Or 5 squares, we'll go Thor because he would die in this turn.
All right.
A power bonus equal to my wisdom modifier. I only have it's only a +1. But I'd like to try it. Hopefully you missed.
Right. Looking at the hit on Thor. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up.
It was It was a 9 to hit versus his reflex, which was at a -2.
Okay. Because I'm looking at the hit on him. It was -2. Yeah, it was just a 9 was all the hit, so it would be an 8. Thor's, what's your reflex? Is 11.
Huh?
Yes, that is sufficient to negate that hit. So I'm going to find that hit on Thor. Where's the damage?
Still in
on
the fight, Thor.
Mm-hmm. Damage to Thor right there. And that. No, I'm gonna.
I mean, I have no
add 9
idea
hit
what
points.
just happened, right?
What
No,
he
except
did.
that I have 4 hit points left. Good
Yep.
time.
You are at. You didn't get hit, so you have 21 hit points. So you're Thor. You are not dying. He interrupted with his virtue of presence to give you a +1 armor, and that was sufficient for the miss instead of a hit. And so you didn't take the damage. So
Okay.
you are at 21 instead of 30 and
Thank
dying.
God I took that.
Aren't you
was-
glad you did take that?
That was my one thing. Like I had It wouldn't have done any good to let the other healer go down,
Yeah, it wouldn't help. All right.
considering everybody's red
Tama.
but me.
Tama moves over and she's going to shoot at the angry Kenku. Right front. Are you targeted? No, you're not targeted. Target. There. All right. Take this. That's a miss. She's going to use Memory of 1,000 Lifetimes and say, no. I seem to remember I could hit a little bit better. And yes, that would hit. So when you're very close, Memory of Lifetimes is great. All right. And that did 7 damage, and he is now bloodied. All right. Torgo. You can do a second wind, which you just concentrate on defenses. You get to run a healing surge at that point, and you're +2 on all your defenses till the end of the next turn. But you can't attack because it's a standard action.
Yeah, give me a second here. Nudge is pretty hurt, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have 4 hit points left.
I mean, so are you, Thor, but
You both have 4 hit points left.
Not good.
See, that's what controllers do.
Well,
They have that range.
Can I move yet? No, right?
No. But at the end of the turn, you can roll a saving throw.
At the end of my turn or the end of the enemy's?
Each of your turns.
Excellent.
Your turn.
Well, Nudge is much further up front than me. So I'm going to use... Oh, wait. Lay on hands is only on myself? No, target one creature.
You've got to be within touch range.
which is right next to the person.
Yeah, because you're actually laying your hands on them to touch them and heal them. So you can't
Well,
do that.
shit, I can't reach you then.
You can reach yourself.
Mhm.
Yourself 4
Touch
hit
yourself,
points.
yeah.
Did it do it?
Yeah, you hit.
Okay.
Yep. And then if you wanted, you could do a second wind as a standard action, which would be another healing surge for yourself, and you would get +2 to all your defenses doing that.
Okay. I guess I can't help anybody else. This is awesome.
Yep. Yep.
So I click on this.
Yep.
And then
that.
this.
Yep. You're good.
And now I roll a what? Save?
Yes, you can roll a saving throw. Yes, I want to check those things.
Where is that at?
That's on the main screen.
I see it. Oh, +0. Woohoo, that's not going to work out.
Well, you need a 10 or above.
Or what saving
You got a
throw?
55. Yeah. So no getting rid of the restraining. So
Sorry, Nudge.
That's okay.
My 12 feet long arms were not long enough.
If you lean far out of your square, and Nudge leans far out of his square, you should be able to barely touch fingertips.
I don't think that's enough contact.
Not quite. All right.
Not for the rules of D&D anyway.
So the behind the siege engine, there's a bunch of Kenku. You see 2 of them put a large round object in there, and they slam down a pillar and or a pulley, and also goes poof, and that large object just flies over the walls, and far behind you, you hear a thump, as it hits
You're gonna
something
burst
in
into flame.
the town.
Yeah, I mean, shouldn't we be able to see that? Or some people loading it here?
It's beyond.
Oh, okay.
All
You
right.
would
We
think
need to.
there should be like town guards showing up or
Guards
something.
is trained.
You'd think. All right. Round 2. The angry Kenku. He starts in this zone. Does he take damage from the zone?
Yes.
All right. How much?
It's 5.
is his 5 damage? All right. Let's give him 5 more damage. All right. And he goes, ouch, 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 ouch.
I am on fire.
He's gonna stay right there, and he's got a spiked chain that he whips around his head and throws a link at Bertel to snatch him right there, and make sure he's not targeting anybody else. Uncheck Needle Claw, and have a spiked chain, and a hit. Have some damage. There you go, and that's him. Huss.
Hello. All right. I would like to, first of all, cutting words this Kenku Reaver, because he was one of the ones who casted the spell, correct?
Yeah, the
Yes.
Reavers, the big
The
ones, yeah.
Reavers were the ones. You
Okay,
can see because they've got
But
staffs that they're.
I would expect there's some kind of a counterpower of them because it's too strong to be able to use more often. Or at least I would be very surprised if it is usable more than once.
I'd yeah, I'm still gonna attack him. I'm gonna say, shame about what happened to your mother. Seeing your own reflection and dying from it's a rare thing.
That's a hit.
Man, I really have to start talking some shit because he always hits.
And he gets pulled 2 squares towards me. So
All
right
right,
into that death
right.
field.
Yep.
I'd like to
1, 2.
Hellfire Heart him.
All right. The field is when entering or starting takes 5.
Does that not mean he doesn't?
Entering.
I mean, he
Doesn't
just
he just
entered it,
enter?
so.
That's
ending.
for Thundy.
Entering or ending.
Okay, so he takes 5. Let me give him 5. That's Reaver 2. All right.
And I use my now burn Hellfire Heart on him, so he.
All right. Another 2.
And then I'm going to use Majestic Word on Nudge. Be healed, my friend.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. What are friends for? Okay.
And then I'm going to use an action point.
Mhm.
And I'm going to save the Reaver again. What am I going to say to him?
It's all about the birds and the brains.
Yeah.
You ain't got none.
I'm gonna not say anything. I was gonna say it's you should probably get that money for that remove curse returned. Oh wait, you're not cursed. My bad. It was a failure. Anyway, then I'm going to scooch. I'm just gonna slide one to this way.
Can you slide already, or how did you?
You can shift.
Yeah. Well,
I mean the
Okay.
restraint. How did you remove the restraint?
Yeah, no, he can still shift because
So
unless
I
I
can't
was
move.
I restrained from that one thing? I'm sorry. I just be honest. Was I
yes,
restrained
you
from
are
that?
you are still restrained. Yes,
Okay, so
you are
move,
still
move me
restrained.
back then. I
Oh,
guess.
okay,
So,
okay.
doink. Now you get to save.
What kind of save is it, and where do I find that?
Find that on the main
Look
page.
at main page. There's a saving
Is
throw.
it just a saving throw? Is that what it's just called?
Yep, that's what it is.
Oh, I guess I get no bonus to it. Okay.
Nope, unless you have a feat or something that does that.
Weird.
Wo ist der Effekt
And
von der
there you go.
Bonusfrage?
Okay, so I've
That is a
saved.
success. And so that means I can take the effect that's on you and I can remove.
Yay!
Ta-da!
I still can't move because that was the end of my turn. That was at the end of it. so-
Correct. That's the end of your turn. All right. Thor's saying, can we take 5 after this turn? Yes. That means we've still got probably about another 10 minutes before we get through with the turn. All right. Both misses there, Middle Claw.
Nicht nett.
All right. Kenku Warrior. It's going to go
When it
One.
counts, I let everybody down.
4. Kenku's going to take 5 damage for going through the fire because he's an idiot. And
Sucker! Learn
Yep,
your
but-
lesson.
but he's going to go ahead and target Nudge and says, "Here, have a dagger.
Oh, by the way, I'm out
You
of
like this
healing,
dagger.
just to let you know.
It's a nice dagger." All right.
That's
There
a
you go.
very nice sturdy dagger. Ow, 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 ow.
Right. Next. It says here, I want to target you. And that's a miss. Girl. Move up to here. He's going to roll with his spear. And that's a hoss, but you're not there.
Phew, faded.
Yep. Target, on target. Click that. There it is. On target. Target. Roll.
Oh, darn. Second wind is a standard action.
Yep.
Oh, that was just. Yes. All right. That's a miss. This guy, Feral Character 3, where is he? Oh, I moved the wrong freaking one. Well, he get. That's fine. I went through and did the wrong guy. He's gonna move up to here, and this guy here. 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, he's up on the hot top of the wall. Nudge.
I thought we got rid of
Ouch.
the ladders.
You didn't say anything about removing the ladders.
Oh, I thought the townies did. No, whoops.
They did some work, but that was mostly bull.
Okay. Yeah, it is bull, isn't it?
Eh,
Nudge.
Feral Kinku.
Don't die. Don't die, Nudge.
Yes, there we go.
Oh.
Nice crit.
Damn!
Brr, 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 brr.
Somebody's pissed.
Please tell me that
Kind
Feral
of a
Kinku is
waste of a
dead.
crit.
Thank you.
It is dead.
Kind of a waste of a crit, but whatever.
After a hit like that, it became part of the scenery. Spread all over the place.
Seriously. No, I've actually got something that wants me to
I'd be
attack again.
covered
It's
in red
great.
if I wasn't already red.
Mama just said,
Second
"Ow."
strike. You hit an enemy just adjacent to you with your attack. Target to know that it takes a different. That's not what I was thinking of. Okay. I wanna. Can I still shift or at all?
You
restrained.
have. You are not restrained.
Oh, was that
I don't
ended?
see. Well, no, that because I don't see that effect on you, which it should be, but you've
I
not
think,
had
yeah,
a.
I think you removed it when Hoss make save.
Mobile blade.
Did I
Well,
remove hosses?
Well,
I
I can.
removed hosses. Yeah.
Well, if
It
let's say
says you don't have a restraint on you, so go right ahead. You can shift.
okay, well, I'm also gonna do mobile blade, and definitely I'm gonna come over here, which gives me.
Yeah, I see the issue. You never put it on Hoss.
No.
And when Hoss made a save, you removed it from Nudge.
Oh,
Well, there we go.
cancel it. Ah!
Did I not?
Oh, crap.
And she's phased
No.
from this existence.
Shoot. Where?
Thank you.
The gods were displeased with your actions. You have
How did I
been
get my
banned.
banned in the first place?
How does a
that's good
7-foot bear just vanish?
Don't think about it too hard or you'll go crazy. The Eldritch gods will not believe us.
That's
Eh,
awesome.
see? Everything's fine. They're back.
And by,
Man, I should have not had all that schnapps last night. There's something really messed up here.
and by the way, Grok, before we forget, should remove Albert. But we did.
Ah, that's right.
Okay.
He did go poof.
I guess I wouldn't be moving at all. I would probably be staying right here. I can
Alright.
take on this
You
Kenku.
can still take that Kenku.
Take a step back so I can heal you.
Okay, I will take one step. I can do my one shift.
There you go.
There. Maybe I won't die.
I mean, there's still like 48 other characters until my turn, so I don't know what's going to happen until then, but...
Okay,
Alrighty,
that's
done?
the end of my turn.
Yep. All right, Bertel, you still have the restrain effect on
Yeah.
you.
No. I'm just thinking about what I might do. I was considering doing my encounter power Sunrim Assault, but I'm not quite sure how it's. It says I should choose one primary target, and if that hits, I can make a secondary attack with close blast.
So Strength of Stone is the one that you're thinking at?
No, Sunrim Assault. An encounter powers.
Okay, Thunder Ram Assault.
So how does the close blast 3 work out? Is it like behind the one I attack, or how does it work?
You do the first attack against that creature, and then you make a secondary attack that's a close blast 3. So it's any 3 squares that touches you. So
Lots of them in that range.
So it would be that's a 2. Let's remove that one. Pointer square 3. So it would be any 3 that is around you.
Okay.
So you could hit those 3 guys.
Yeah, I see.
Move Feral. I need to access this.
Yes. But the close blast. Oh, wait. I think that opened me up for opportunity attacks, if I recall correctly.
Yes, that would provoke.
Yeah, let me check my cheat sheet for the HP values then. It's difficult because I think I'm gonna start with my Warforge. Actually, no, I'm gonna go ahead and do Thunderwave Assault on the Kenku Warrior 1. I can't target him somehow. Oh, wait. I'm in the wrong thing. No, it works.
There you go.
So. Oh, that sucks.
Yep.
But doesn't do anything. No, okay. So the the blast won't hit Miser.
No, it won't, because you got to hit first, and then it makes
Yeah, okay.
secondary.
So they can all shoot at me now, or only on the blast part?
You can't do the blast part. The blast part is
No,
relying on hitting.
but the opportunity attack gives them is only for the blast part or for the attack?
Yes, it's only for the blast.
Okay, so
So
that's
since that didn't trigger, they don't trigger.
That's kind of lucky now. Yeah. So I'm gonna use an action point because I need to heal up somehow. And I'm gonna use my second wind.
All right.
So and then I can make a saving throw against it as part
Yes.
and end my turn. Oops, it was well,
Yes,
that
that's
didn't
good.
work out so well.
Nope. So
But
you're
I
still
left.
stuck there.
Yep.
Hmm.
Guess I'm gonna try that
And
one.
Dundee.
Right. Gonna slide forward one.
Ready? Boom. Right. What are you throwing down?
Thunderwave.
Ooh, that looks nice.
The but yeah, you don't provoke an opportunity attack because of your staff defense. So 1, 2, 3 hits, and one of them is a critical.
Nice.
Ready.
Push back 3 squares.
Nicely clean up.
All right. So the one that you get to push back 3 squares. The one that you Angry Kedku, so you can push him back 3. 1, you can't push through people, so you can push him right there. But he takes 5 because he's in the fire.
It's angry fire.
Yep. Alrighty. He takes damage. And done. Oh, you're recharging that area of effect, or no? That's Spirit Keepers. Oh, you're doing damage to the Reaver one.
Yeah, he's still. Well, it's only at the end of his turn.
Ah, okay.
Hi, Mango.
Oh. Alrighty, so let's see. And he is going to do a 1, 2, 3. Targets you. Shoots a thorn dart at you. 2. And that's a
Did
miss.
you just say bye, Mango?
I said hello, Mango.
Hi. She's in the stream.
Oh, okay. Hi, Mango!
Who's Mango?
Mango is one of the FTOG peoples. One that
Oh.
I do some videos with.
Okay.
All right. And this Reaver takes 5 because he's in the fire. Fire. He goes, ow, 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 ow. I'm hopping out of the fire. I'm going to target that Thundy.
Hey, you're gonna get back in there next turn.
Maybe. Oh, that's looks like a miss. All right.
More roast Mango.
Yep.
Roast.
Yep. Town guards come running up along the walls, and they're going to take their
About time.
crossbows and are going to target some of the Reavers and Kenku around. A pew. That's a definite hit. No, wrong thing. That's the damage. There we go. So he takes some damage. And he's going to run up. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. And I said, yeah, I can shoot that guy right there. He's just below me. Pew. Ooh. Rit. And take some damage. 3 says, I'm going to go. And hey, feral guy who's sitting on top of the wall, take an arrow. Oh, he's no longer an adventurer.
Did he take an arrow to the knee?
He did. All right. And last town guard says, I like what we've been doing. 2, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to shoot this reaver who's standing over there.
Like? You mean the part where you've been letting us do all the work?
Yes, that's the best way of doing work. And dead. Or dying. He shot him right in the back of the head.
I guess he
All
was
right, he
right.
says,
He didn't go
"That's how
back
you-"
into the fire.
Yeah, he says, that's how you do it. All right. Tama says, here's what I'm going to do. If I attack, he's got the warrior right in front of her. So she's going to go ahead and target him. Tama, target the warrior, not the angry guy, because he's not there anymore. She's going to do race the arrow. Pew. I rolled twice. No, I want you to roll once. And that would hit. The first one would hit, nor the second. So damage. And race the arrow says hit an ally you can see can charge a target or make a basic melee attack against the target as a free action. Thundi or Bertel, who does the better basic melee
Not me.
chance of hit?
I think that would be probably me.
Okay. Go ahead and do a basic melee against him. And let
Go
me drag
robot
that
man,
up.
go.
All right.
Target down.
Target. Yeah, you're still targeted him, so just a basic melee. And that'll hit. Roll damage. All right. Back to Atama. Let's roll some damage for her. And that's 2. For some reason, it's not like taking the. It's like it's not focused on him, even though he's targeted. I don't get it. All right. Anyway, I will manually plug in the damage. That's Kenku Warrior 1. All right. Okay, very, very damaged. The ally. Ooh, you also get an intelligence. Oh, yeah, you killed the Kenku Warrior because of the additional bonus, attack from her bonus.
Why is it?
There we go. The bonus from her race the arrow applied to you. You got +3 to hit and +3 damage to that. And so I just manually added it because for some reason, when I'm using her, it's not targeting people, even though I can see the target. It's not actually rolling the stuff because she's kind of a weird NPC sort of thing. 4.
Wait, what? 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 I'm still confused about this bear vanishing, fur flying, then boom, back next to me. I don't know what's happening. But let's do this. Let's start this round by touching this bear. It's like, calm down. I don't know what's wrong with you.
You need to quit phasing out of reality for a second. Hold
really
your
are
horses, buddy.
There we go.
This
Why did it heal me? I have me targeted too. That's not what I wanted. It was supposed to heal Nudge. Hey God, fix it.
So 6 off of you. All right.
Angrily demands God to fix his mistakes.
Here, take that.
All right, so that was my minor action. Now Nudge can go vanish again for a second, and I am going to move.
But
My
you
tracker
didn't. You
still
were.
says
You were.
I'm actually still very injured.
No, you wanted to do that healing of the laying on the hands on Nudge. So let me
Yes.
give the 6 healing to Nudge. Okay.
And then I push Burtle out of the way because I need to get right here. What?
You will.
You
You
should
will provoke
wait,
an
wait.
opportunity attack.
You should go downwards first and then over.
Yes.
I didn't hear what he said. What?
You should go to me and then over.
Yeah, go straight
down
down to where you're next to him, and then go over. Yes. That way, you're not provoking an opportunity attack running past Bertel.
And then, because I am really pissed off, we're gonna use. Where is it?
Yeah, they took that bowl you were gonna eat. How could they?
I hit! Yes!
Roll
Golf
some
claps
damage.
all around.
Go team.
Just found out they're out of barbecue sauce.
Well, that was a very good hit. That took him down.
And I guess that's all I can do.
All right. And it's this siege engine's turn. Crankety, crankety, crankety. Off goes another missile into the town. Crunch.
We need to go
And
take care of that thing. People.
we need to take a let's take a 10-minute break. Gather up at the hour, so everybody can do a bio break. It's been almost 3 hours of this, so bio break time. We will rejoin at the beginning of the hour, and the angry Kenku will do something. All right, looking at the stream chat. So some questions. Yes, this is the most difficult encounter that the party has had yet. Some of the levels of the mobs are higher than they've encountered before, so that has made this tough. Plus, there were 2 controllers that both had area effect blasts that did really good jobs of doing it, but they were encounter powers, so they weren't able to do anything more with that. Question of what was that, Berto?
I said that I'm good to know I was right about that because I guess that.
Yep, you were right about that. And then I was talking about Thor got one shot with a giant. He was very jolly about doing that. Had a giant asparagus spear and thumped Thorgal, and it, if I remember right, it was like 6 6-sided dice plus stuff. So it was a big pile of dice on there, and then but he wasn't dead. He was only dying. And so the you can do saving throws, and other people can come up and they can do healing on you. And if you fail your death saving throw 3 times, then you're not just merely dead; you're well and truly, most sincerely dead. And then resurrected and stuff like that can happen. Yep, that's exactly what Bertel's saying. Yep, get healed by others, death saving throw. It's all fun. And then there is that time when everybody in the party dies, and it's known as a total party kill, TPK, and it's everybody wiped out. And in which case, unless somebody else comes around, an NPC who can scrape up what's left, back to clerics and do a resurrection spell, they're gone. And so it's a case of, yep, you're all dead. And then one of the other D&D tropes is the idea of rocks fall, in that if people are being really annoying, the DM says, yeah, I'm just going to kill you off. Rocks fall, all die.
Everyone dies.
Yeah. So I think we are all back. If not, we will wait till that person comes or skip their turn until you get there. Oh, Blackadder says she's not here. So that's a terrible thing.
Oh man, we're gonna have to wait till she gets here.
I know. I was gonna say it's you're not here by choice.
So are these more people on the stream?
Yeah, there's people.
Say audience members.
Yeah. Okay, so Anger Kenku starts. He takes 5 damage because he's there. Ouch, he says, and he's going to. Does anybody want to do that? Actually, he's going to go there because now he has 4 people within reach of his whirling chain, except for Haas, who's really hard to see around the corner. But 1, 2, 3. Let's see who gets the whirling chain to the face. The Thor, who is
Of
number
course.
1. Of course.
His
Spike chain to the face.
For a second, I was worried it further out hit every one of us.
Let's roll some damage. There's some damage of spike chains to the face. And next. It's a Haas.
All right. That angry Kenku. I can attack him, right? Or is he hidden behind the wall? Too much.
You could hit him, but it's -2 to hit because of the cover of the wall there. While he was further away, you weren't getting much of he wasn't getting much cover because he was standing out there by himself.
Okay.
The closer he gets, the more that wall becomes a cover for him, if that makes sense.
Right.
On his side, you had cover all the time because the wall was right there in front of you.
Being a sneaky boy. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm just gonna strum my instrument very loudly at him. Go, wham.
Oh, that's gonna
Power
do it
chord.
anyway.
Woohoo!
He just played the brown note.
Made him crap his whole self.
Here's the bad news.
I didn't target him. Well, I'll do it again. Here we go.
Hopefully it rolls.
Yeah,
Oh,
it works.
there you go.
Wham. And I push him back 2 spaces, and I indicate middle claw that he can be the one who attacks because he is our ranged combatant. And he takes like 5 from the fire.
Yep, I just gave him the 5. So let me drop
Nope,
middle claw. You can do
middle
a.
claw cannot do it. It's a basic melee attack. My bad.
Oh, it's a basic melee. Okay.
Yes.
But it went. He was here. He went right past Thor and then to the fire. So Thor, you can do a basic melee.
Hit him.
Let me drop the counter to you.
A 7 should finish him off.
Good effort. Good effort. Good effort.
On what? So
Targeted him. You didn't target him, so try again.
Yep. You get another roll.
Where's he? Which one?
Right.
It's the angry A.
The red A. The scarlet letter.
Well, I can't roll any worse, so
Hey, that was a good one. I like
Well, you can.
Technically speaking,
It would be
there is
hard.
one number lower than that.
Jesus Christ. How is 14 a miss?
His armor is higher.
His armor is higher.
All right, Haas done.
Yeah, I'll be done dying too here in a second.
Okay.
That was a spit take, Thor. Holy crap. I wouldn't expected that.
I see what Middle Claw's doing. He's going to target both those guys.
Oh, sneaky man.
And hit
I like
on
the
the
angry one.
Reaver, miss on the Angry. Ooh, critical. All right. Nudge.
Hey! Who took a crit?
The Reaver, he's critical.
Okay, so I'm gonna come 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, come on. Move! 3, 4. And then I guess I get my pick of these
Don't
two
forget
guys.
to target him.
I haven't
Yeah, target the
done anything
Reaver.
yet.
Target the Reaver.
There.
All right.
Finish you off. I'm still in my battle stance, aren't I?
Yeah,
Yes.
you're +2 damage. That's a miss.
Darn you, die!
All right, Bertel.
Well, I don't have that many options for my current position, so I'm just gonna use one of my thrusting hammers again. And then I'm gonna try to get rid of this train now.
Saving throw says no.
Yep.
All right, honey. What you gonna do? Here's the thing. You've got two guys. The Reaver comes next. Oh, yep, you already chose him. Oh, you're double targeting.
So you can double miss.
Well, he'll split the difference.
You hit the wrong one, so to speak.
No, you hit the right one because that one was next.
Yep, and he is dying.
Bleh.
All right. Reaver is there. He will go ahead and step back one and Thorn Dart.
I mean, that provokes an opportunistic attack.
Don't I
No,
get an
he's-
opportunity attack?
No, because he
You did not
shifted
say
back
it was
one.
shift. You didn't say that.
Yes, but when
You
you
did
do one square, so anyway, hit, have some poison damage. There, you got 5 points damage. All right, and Town Guard says, "Well, I see a Reaver, and I will not attack." No, wrong guy. Town Guard. Yes, I am attacking Reaver. Shoot with crossbow. Show how it's done. Shoot with damage. Yeah, you adventure types. What are you doing? All right, he's done.
Keep that false bravado. It'll serve you well in the coming months.
I was gonna say, yeah. Is the party gonna help the town if the guards are jerks like this?
Well, I'm pretty sick and tired of this town. Let me
Absolutely
tell you.
not.
What else are we
He's gonna
supposed to do?
hop down
So how-
here.
Well, we have a map. We can go to the next town.
Well, we should maybe take care of the catapults guys first before we do their stuff.
Yep.
Could also just
And
take out the magistrate. That would show them.
So yeah, at this point, the Kenku that were by the siege engine are scattering because all their big fighters have been mowed down, and so the siege engine is just sitting there unattacked or
I'm
undefended.
going to take spikes with emphasis and take
Alright.
spikes with emphasis to it.
Yeah,
Capture it.
you can.
Capture it. Capture it.
Yep, you can
Wait,
capture it. You can do all sorts of
Okay.
good stuff with that.
While you guys capture that, I'm going to remove the ladders on the outside of the wall
That sounds
and
like a
break
good
them
idea.
into little toothpicks.
So at this point, you can do a short rest
Yeah.
and get everything healed back up that you want to heal up.
I'm gonna lean against
I'm
the
gonna
wall.
write-
Go,
This is a short rest with a milestone. So if you've used an action point, you've got another action point now.
remember to
If
add.
you haven't, now you have 2. So that's always good.
Remember to add 5 to your healing surges because I did the Song of Rest.
What? I do what? Oh, so I just spent too many.
Here, I'll undo one of those.
How am I supposed to actually apply the plus to it? Because I
Oh,
should be
sorry,
I
Oh,
health.
unwound.
It should. Let's see. Look at Haas. Which
Yeah,
Song of
Can't
Rest?
click on that wind. It still just shows me heals for 6.
Oh, it's
Can you hand over healing surges?
What?
maybe I gotta go through and drop this on everybody.
I'm thinking that. Yeah, see, there's the healing surge plus 5.
That
Yeah, that's how you need to do it. Is you need to drop those healing surges, the Song of Rest on people, and it'll automatically pick up the plus 5s.
I suppose I'll even give the guards a Song of Rest.
Screw
There
those
you go,
guys.
buddy. Enjoy. Enjoy.
So that gives the plus 5, which is nice.
I'm all
So-
for going and seeing the magistrate, finding out who's actually in charge of these town guards, and doing away with him.
Well,
We don't like
just
these town
because
guards.
they insulted you doesn't give you the right to take away a town's defenses.
Well, they're not doing jack squat.
Obviously, he killed the final Reaver. I mean,
I think
They
they
took
were
their
very successful in killing
time.
quite a few.
Getting here.
we just didn't see him.
Yeah, well, they were checking out elsewhere.
Wait, are you on the GM side now? What is happening here?
I am on my own side, which just happens to align with the GM sometimes.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna keep my eye on you.
All right,
I
let me
forgot
remove
my eyes, so
Atema, remove Owlbear. All right, let me drop on some experience from this round.
Remove the town guards. Wrong. I
I'm
was
looking at
wrong way.
the not on the combat tracker because that
Yeah,
really
I was
doesn't
looking-
matter.
I was looking there instead.
But they shouldn't show up there. Let me go ahead and
Gonna have an instant
remove.
promotion for the town guard's lieutenant. Instant promotion.
Alright.
Lieutenant. That's the English way of saying it. Which is wrong.
Well, because right tenant isn't as nearly as good.
Oh God. I hate you.
All right, let's go ahead and award XP. I just see the 4 or the 6 because I can math.
Math is hard.
Okay, Thor and Thundy, you both want to take an extended rest at some point, so you will actually level up. And Nudge, you are really close. You're 2/3, 3/4 of the way to the next level. All right, treasure partial. Oh wait, no, nobody said loot the bodies, so sorry, no treasure for you
Okay.
guys.
Yet.
We counteractively loot the bodies.
You know, I'm still breaking ladders, right? I can only do one thing at a time there, mister.
The bodies won't
Alright.
decompose that
Totally
fast.
loot the bodies.
So
I
we
didn't know
have
we lived in an RPG.
yep,
My loot,
daggers.
my loot was the catapult. That's where I went for it.
All right, shall we drop all the heavy stuff on the big boys and then you can go sell all this stuff?
I'll read
Yeah,
the
I'd
note.
love to sell some of this stuff.
All right, you're in town actually at this point. I'm going to drag some stuff off of you. There's
I wouldn't mind having some of the spears or javelins to keep on me for future use.
okay, because there are 12 daggers on Thor. Let me drag some of them. Thundy, you have 3 daggers as part of your stuff
So-
anyway.
not just looking at this note, and I was gonna look up and ask, who's Artemax?
I mean, he just walks up, takes the note out of my hand. All right, thanks for that.
Let me sell the stuff that you've got in the inventory right now.
Nice.
And I'm hoping it won't sell the note, but we'll see. Hey, it didn't sell the note. So good. All right. Let me grab. There's 50 javelins. Now, you were saying that you.
Yeah, I think like 5-ish javelins to keep on me.
Okay. Let's look at you. You have strength. You want heavy weapons. But if we look at javelins themselves,
And then there's this fancy black hammer.
But I can't check the javelins anymore because I sold them
they
already.
they are heavy thrown. So,
Yeah, so that will be
damage wise, they are the
1d6.
same damage. Yeah, the same as the hand axes that, or the hammers that you've been using.
Yeah, if you just assume I retrieve the hammers every time you use them, it's fine.
Yes. Yeah. Unless you have to, you're in the middle of a fight and you have to run away, then you would lose them. But otherwise, it's assumed that you pick them up. Arrows are too fragile to pick up out of a body or out of a mist. They're assumed to ricochet and break. But with hammers and throwing axes,
I've got some high quality hammers there, so it should last me a while.
Yes, you don't want to lose those.
Okay, so after we're done selling everything, I think that already happened. There's a barbecue.
Here.
We had 2 battles. Can we take a night's sleep now?
I think that's
Yes.
a good thing, but
Our magic users can examine the this fancy black hammer we got from the halfling camp.
Yes.
Yep. I think at this point, you probably want to report back to the
Vivian.
town council
Ophelia.
and let them know what's going on with that.
Oh yeah, I'm totally gonna ask the lady, what's up with your town guards?
Don't be disrespectful.
Hey, I'm
So-
calling her by her proper name.
Arlene, the guard, comes up and says, the chief magistrate Villa wants to hear the report of what happened here as soon as
I
possible.
bet she does.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hey, so
So,
what's up, Irene? Whap! High five.
He turns lumbers off at what you guess is probably his top speed. After a bit, you reach the magistrate building, leave him gasping for breath at the entranceway, and he waves you on in as he mops his face. In there, the people gathered around Madame Vivila's desk, and she's just discussing up the stuff. And she goes, "Okay." She talks to a few and says, "Gather up a few supplies. We'll be needing them soon," and waves them out. And so she talks and says, "Okay, what about the Kenku Gate attack? What happened there?"
All Kenku's dead. Successfully captured a catapult.
Some guy named Artemax wants to level your town. Apparently there's
Artemax.
somebody called Black
Yeah.
Hammer.
Where did you hear about Black Hammer? What's this
Show her the note.
Black Hammer thing?
It's in this really fancy leather note. Which I'm
Okay.
going to wave, but not actually give to her.
Well, you can read it to her. So go ahead and read it so everybody hears it.
Can you
Okay.
read?
Level Thistle to the ground. If they continue to hate us, we will take hate to destroy their homes. And with the money we are getting from Black Hammer, we can rebuild it for ourselves. Signed, Artemax.
She goes, "Artemax is the Kenku matron. She's the leader of the flock." And she's gone, "This is distressing that they're wanting to just completely level Thistle." Just to think for this for a while.
You
What-
could leave the town and let the halflings and the Kenku sort it out amongst themselves.
So this is our home. We don't want to leave. We want to live peacefully here. They're the ones that are giving us grief this way.
It would be temporary.
Um,
I imagine they could be finishing each other off pretty quick.
mhm. Well, she's glad. I'm glad that you were there at the east entrance to the town, because we weren't sure where they would be attacking from. I hear from the others that there were pushes from the north and from the south as well, but they seem to be feints, because they just threw things. They just made noise, but they didn't actually attack. And so I'm left to assume that they were probably elderly or inexperienced Kenku that were doing that, not really useful in a fight.
Not like
So
an enraged bull or a
yes,
catapult.
yes, that's probably was their main attack force. So I'm thinking now that with the that attack being repulsed, that it's going to give the Kenku a reason to retreat and nurse their wounds for a bit, which means we have some time to kind of turn our attention to the halflings, because they're gathering their own force and they're going to try to do their own breaching of the town walls. But I think if before we do, if they do that, if they get a good thumping like you gave to the Kenku, I think that will give them pause as well.
I was
So
gonna
if you
say,
can find where they're gathering and delay them by disrupting some of their forces, get rid of their supplies, breaking any weapons, sabotaging their efforts to fight, that will stop that. So
is it time for
I
sneak
I
peek?
feel
believe that if
I
you
f-
can if you can stop Ortefest's push, then he may reconsider any frontal attack. That will give us a breather. You've already blunted the attack from Artemax. I think this would work really well if we could do that. So as far as the halflings to the west, they were not 100% sure where they're gathering, because they're not gathering at Ortofest's villa, but there's movements around in that area. So if you can search and blunt that attack by disrupting their forces, that would really help.
Croc, I have a question.
Mhm.
Those
Yes,
notes, were they in the same handwriting as each other, or did it look like the same person had written them?
that's a perception check.
All right, I'll
Go
go
ahead
with
and drop
perception.
that in the tower. Oh, Bertel did a perception check in the tower already.
Oh, he's
yeah,
smart.
but that was in
Yep.
regards to Vivula, because I think she's just abusing us for something, for some of
Okay.
her plans that are unknown to us. So I want to see if we can find
Yep.
out anything about that.
Your perception as you look at her and as you hear her talking, and Foss is also gauging her sincerity. You're getting the opinion that she's being very honest. She's being very upfront. There's no hidden strategy. She wants peace, but she knows that words aren't doing it. So there's going to have to be some work that needs to be done. And then if there's enough thumping, because you thump the Kenku pretty hard, if you can do something like that to the halfling groups, then maybe that will bring the leaders back to discuss and talk. Now, the other question is the notes. That's a perception check. So who wants to do a
Uh,
hidden
I
perception
thought
check on
that
the
was
the
what mine
notes?
was.
Oh, I haven't seen
Yep.
the notes. I haven't seen the notes personally, so I can't really do a check on myself.
Yeah. So because
We
you
can. I'm totally getting the party together. We needed to talk about this, and we can
Mhm.
just all look at the notes and talk, because I am all in favor of moving on and let the town do its
uh,
thing. It has
yep.
nothing to do with us.
Yep. Middleclaw takes a look at the notes and compares them and sees that they're very different hands. One seems to be a very loopy sort of hand, and the other was a very up and down, harsh kind of strokes. So they look completely different between the two.
Okay.
Because
Now,
we really aren't getting anything out of this deal.
You're getting lots of experience. You've got free reign to sell anything that that they're you're capturing from them, and making money off of that.
Speaking of
Not
money,
really
We got
speaking of
free
money,
room
did
and
you?
board at the tavern.
characters.
Like that's pretty significant.
Yeah. Here, let me
Speaking of
share the money you've got at this point. And there's tons of stuff that you still have that we need to throw together. Let's see, spears, a whole bunch of leather armor and javelins and stuff like that that we need to go sell.
I think we're getting a pretty good deal. Like, we're fighting, but that one chick did say the time grandma said that we were the only ones who could do anything about it.
Well, who
This
says
true?
this is the danger and the evil that she was talking about? This is just petty local politics.
Well, how do you know?
Your levels 1 and 2.
We're not going to be fighting
What
God
sort
at
of thing
level
are you supposed
1.
to be doing?
This is just a drop in the. This is just a drop in the ocean. The ripple's yet to spread out.
I'm all for one just wheeling the catapult over to the halfling in the dead of the night and just putting firebombs in it, just start launching them in there while like the party sneaks in and poisons water supplies, breaks weapons, all that stuff, lights things
Do
on
we have a
fire.
poisoner in our party?
I am a
I'm
tiefling,
asking
but
this in character.
Poison is generally seen as an evil act and not a good thing.
well, I mean, yes, it is technically evil, but is it evil if we're trying to prevent a war? Let us discuss
Is
the
it
moral
evil if you're
ambiguity
killing
of
a
using
lot of
poison in
people?
D&D.
Now you're doing the ends justify the means sort of thing.
Well, we have a construct that they don't really have a conscience, right? So they can launch it.
I'm pretty sure he specifically does have a conscience. I'm not sure though. I don't remember him ever telling me.
Yes, he's a he has thoughts and all the rest going on there. Yes,
He's got the fixins to be
the
an
thoughts.
educated robot.
Mm-hmm. Let me take these daggers and drag them to here. There we go. And then I'm just grabbing all the stuff that's you can sell off. You want to keep black hammer. Broadsword, we've got the daggers.
Now, the long rest has been completed, or is it still ongoing?
No,
We're-
you haven't.
We're
You're
whispering to each
arguing
other
with
in a
the
corner.
Uvula. Yes. Okay.
You could always just say that, well, we haven't actually decided anything, so we're gonna go sleep on it.
I mean, my stealth is
Figure out,
+7.
just
I can probably sneak in
hammer.
and do some sneaky things.
That's definitely doable.
It's not a high
Sneak-
enough level that I'm confident that I would 100% get away with everything.
There we go.
But I
Got
could
all the
probably bluff
javelins.
my way out.
Let's see. We've got
Thor's just
Nudge
randomly
has
pulling out
12.
javelins. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go.
Let's get the leathers off of our bugbear. There. Let's not take the leathers from Bertel and Middleclaw and Haas. That would be considered bad.
Don't steal my armor, please. I need it.
All right, there's the leathers and spears. Let's see, where's the spears in the list? Spears, 10 spears. Nudge has 10 spears, which is weird. The party shows Nudge has 10 spears, but her inventory showed 1. Okay. But, we'll do that. Staff movement, sunrods, torches, wands. All right, that should be all of the stuff to sell. Let's sell those. The chunk that's 80 more gold and more gold and divvy that up. There we go. So 292 gold spread around the group now. So she's wanting you to go thump on the halflings. And you guys are going, yes, we love to do this, or
How
So
about
you
we
can-
have our long rest now and
yes.
figure
I've
out that hammer?
You already have it. Yep.
Yeah,
'Cause
the long race has always gone on. Everybody's leveled up that is leveled up.
So what's the hammer?
It's a hammer.
The hammer is a heavy. It's not magical, but it is crafted. And looking at the head of it, it looks like some sort of cast black glass or maybe a resin or something as the hammer head. For thumping that.
That seems fragile. Or brittle.
You can give it a good thump, but here's the other thing you could look around and think. How many metal items are you seeing?
Just the weapons we have. And
Most of them are wooden weapons, though, aren't they? And slingshots.
Are they metal?
No, I've not seen any metal.
The
Is this a
things
Dark
that you're
Sun
noticing
campaign?
is that most of the weapons you have are not metal. They are some sort of resiny glass looking. There may be some things that are made out of copper that are fairly durable, but metal wise, very little that you have.
My great axe is not made out of metal. What?
No, it's made out of a fairly hard kind of a resiny looking thing.
Or in the Stone Age?
Well, what I would like to say to that is, consider we all came here from different areas from wherever it is we came from. We are unlikely to have all the same equipment, so at least some of us should have metal equipment.
well, let's all take a good look at each other.
Hmm.
I mean,
I mean,
that
look at
wasn't meant to be
my
sexual.
body. Does it
mean
look metallic to you or not?
Are you made of metal? And I poke the Warforge.
The Warforge is not made out of metal. There's metal in him and little bits, little traceries of metal, but very little metal. And now that you're thinking about it, you're going, there's very little metal that you've seen. You've seen copper and bronze and brass and things of that nature.
And gold.
And gold. That's a metal.
What are the
Silver
arrowheads?
and stuff like that. The arrowheads are often made out of that little funky glass.
Flint.
And
The party has a revelation.
Are you trying to say obsidian?
no, it's not obsidian,
It's
but it
flint.
is very glass-like looking. And Atema is looking at this and going, "You guys are weird. This is normal." It says, "What do you think your scale armor is made out of?"
Should be made
That's
out
not
of
metal.
steel.
No, steel is incredibly expensive. Only the rarest of magical items would be a weapon made out of steel.
Is iron relatively rare
What
in
are the
this
short
world?
swords made out of?
The swords are made out of either the cheap ones are typically a
Like the
hollow
ones
or a wooden core with jagged bits of hardened glass on the outside. Cuts very nicely.
That's not a sword, that's something else. I can't think of what
It's a pokey
the
stick.
Middle Mesoamerican weapon is.
It works like a sword. It's called a sword.
What?
I mean, technically anything that's sharp and pokey is a sword. Like if you can wield it. Don't. That wasn't meant to be that way. Stop it. Bad.
You're calling my arrows swords.
Okay.
If it's
Technically
sharp and
speaking, you could
they're
use it
sharp
as a
and
sword.
pointy.
Technically speaking, you could use it as a sword. This devolves into a shouting match between us. It's like, well, yes, technically a fork is a sword, or a knife is a sword. It's just a very small sword. Or conversely,
Or all these daggers?
wouldn't just very
Yeah.
large swords be
They're
made
not
out
metal
of...
daggers.
What?
No. And Atema's sitting there going, yeah, don't you know why Thistle is here?
Not a clue.
They make this resin. They know how to take some plants and it's amongst the guild itself. They know how to make these resins that are hardened into blocks and sent out. The crafters can sit there and melt it down, cast it, and then flint it into very, very sharp and durable items. They're not as good as iron. Iron's the best, or steel is even better still, but
They're
they're better than copper. No, they're not plastic. It's resin. She's
Different
going, I
kinds
don't
of
know.
resin. Oh,
I am so freaking confused right now.
you and me, Thor.
Copper is,
Okay,
is probably the most common metal that's just hard to find because there's only a few copper mines. And iron only is found in rust. That's the only place, and that's the only reason why rust is there. Really, is because of the iron mines.
I'm having a hard
And
time believing that some plants can be made into these really strong, black, glassy materials.
I've heard of it.
Mhm.
I've done it
They're
before.
plants.
Yes,
Boy, am
The-
I happy
they're-
you continued that sentence.
Why?
I need to finish editing Thor's thing.
All right, Vivalicious and Athens. Can you guys just like get to the point here? Like, what's the
I thought we were
confusion here
still
when you
in the
look at
tavern.
us? Well, they're in the tavern.
Yeah, the confusion is as it's him is looking at you guys discussing the lack of metals. Is she's going, that's how it is. You guys are talking about why is this sword not metal? I'm going, who would spend the expense to make it metal?
We come
Okay,
from a
so what you're
mountain.
trying to tell us, only rust has iron, and otherwise it's super, super rare. That's why you're making it out of pool noodles and whatever else.
We come from I come
Yeah,
from a
we're
place
back in
anyway.
the
It's
Stone
made out of
Age.
metal. Like everything, metal is everywhere. Steel, copper, adamantine, mithril. There's a few others I forget.
And she goes, where do you come from that metal is plentiful? Because metal is not.
We're coming from home.
Earth.
We're not sure where in relation home is to here because we all woke up after talking to some dreamy time woman.
Cars that fly
That would
through
explain
the air.
so much. She's good. Yeah, it explains so much about why you're different and what you're looking at everything in strange ways. It makes sense that you're not from around here. But if you are here, there must be a reason why you're here. And you have skills, which is good. And if you use those skills for the right things, people will accept you and will, help you and whatever else is needed for this.
How do we know what's
That's
good?
fair.
Maybe what the Kenku want is good, and what the Halflings want is good.
I go
Possibly.
over to Nudge and I just flick him on the forehead, like, relax,
You
calm
can
down,
reach that high?
get back, come back to yourself. Come on, quit thinking too hard.
Bertel,
Wait,
reason I don't
what
believe in
time of
divine
day
intervention.
Is it?
It's morning
It's
because
morning.
you've had
Oh,
your nighttime rest. Bertel says, reasons I don't believe in divine interventions, says the guy who got lectured at by a lady
Like
in a
lady.
misty area before you arrived.
That might have been just a Vogelfänger on my part, so who knows?
It could be a mass hallucination. It's very possible.
I've been smoking too much.
I
peyote.
didn't drink that much schnapps. No.
Too much peyote.
All right.
I don't know. They got some really weird plants. We might have slept on something.
It's possible. Yeah.
Okay, so all jokes aside, we're talking to these people now. They're finally finding out that we're not from around here, and they're starting to understand why we look weird at their weapons.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know anything about that black hammer that's mentioned on the paper. and we're trying to intervene in a feud between Kenku's Lizardman and the halflings there in this town. And we're surrounded by mountains that when people ventured up into them, they died of radiation shortly after, or they never came back.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't explicitly stated that it was radiation. They just died.
Yeah, yeah.
Of burns and fevers.
I mean, my main goal is to get back home because the food's better. But I have a feeling that we need to figure out this whole place first before we can figure out how to get out of it, or maybe the Lady Time is going to be nice enough and sweep us back home or something.
Maybe think we need to move
I
on.
don't
Maybe
know.
think we.
Huh?
Hey Thor, you think we should move to the next town, or do you think we can actually figure it out any of that here in this town?
We could probably figure it out
I
here.
personally want I personally would move on if I was there in real life, because I don't care about their feud. That's their problem. But she just said that if we could do deeds, then maybe the people will accept us. And
Well, why
but
do
then
we
I don't
need-
know
why do
what
we
we
need
could.
them?
But I don't know what we would gain from it. That's what I'm trying to say. You know, if
yeah,
they don't
you
have
and me-
even
you
have
and me,
metal
Thor.
weapons, I mean,
Okay. Let us get back on the topic here. We need to focus on the fact that we are here. We have no idea who we were, where we come from. We have vague memories of that. But that's not the point right now. The point is to make friends and allies so we don't end up on our own in the middle of the desert with nothing again.
okay. But what if the Kenku and the lizard people, whatever their name
We
is,
should augur.
what if they rule the entire valley or whatever we're in, and these townspeople are the only town? So that means we would side with the wrong people.
Right, wrong?
So-
What difference does it make?
Let's ask our augur.
We don't
do some
use an auger. Like that kind of auger.
No, you've got the augury power when you do an extended rest.
Oh, hey, auger.
So you can
Remember,
ask a
that's
question.
how we found this town in the first place. Or rather, we found the direction of this town when we were in the middle of the nowhere.
What question should we ask? We get one question. What should we ask?
Well, one question per day.
Yep, one per extended rest.
Ugh. Which direction do we go from here? Like, if I'm pointing my vision, where do we go from here?
The images that come back are vague. There's not going to be a yes or a no, or a lot of that. It tends to be fairly vague, if I recall what the augury says.
Okay,
You
how
get
about
vague notion of the future.
which direction should we take to make friends?
How about friends that will help us save the world for this lady that sent us here?
All right, so here's the augury spell. You ask a question, you ask and receive a vague notion of the future. You might receive a clue as to whether a specific course is likely to have a positive or negative result. This notion can take the form of a single image, a hint about a danger that might be faced, or just a positive or negative feeling about the current course of destiny. So it's vague. So the question really matters.
I think we should ask, should we help the town deal with the ongoing social problems, or should we move on to the next town?
Yeah, see,
Isn't
that's
that
fairly
big questions?
yeah. That's you could sit there and ask, should we stay here in the town and help with the issues here?
Instead of moving
That's
on.
a question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the question we should ask.
Okay, then let's
I
ask.
think more in this town.
I asked the question.
Well,
Okay,
isn't
well,
that your question?
Thundy
to
has
make?
to ask.
It's Thundy's question. He's the one who does it.
It's his augury during the extended rest. All right. So the question is, should you stay in the town and help with the social unrest? I think is what you said.
Yes.
In the town.
Yeah.
And you get a recollection of the old woman telling you the stories, and she's smiling there. She's got a smile on her face.
That's the answer?
What?
Fine.
Your
It did say it
spell
was vague.
sucks.
And I love orchids.
Tell it's not an exact science.
Yes. Vague.
Well, we could always deal with the problem by taking care of the magistrate. Making jam out of her.
Well,
Why-
you do have the hammer that will do that. It's got the spiky bits.
So she just sat there and smiled after that question.
Yes.
Division.
The image you
Well,
get
there's
is
a lot of
her
ways
smiling.
of dealing with the social unrest. We could just kill everybody. That's totally an option. That's probably the simplest option.
It's
kill
not
everyone.
murder hobos.
I'm not into
But-
genocide. Sorry.
Yeah, that's not good, and we tend to be on the side of being heroes and good sort of thing.
Murder hobos.
So, what do you know about the problem? And you've got an Atema there who is somewhat familiar with the town. So, what are the factions going on?
I've got the halflings, the Ken,
Yep.
and the humans.
Well,
and
the town.
and the town.
This-
The very multicultural town. We've got the Kenku.
And the halflings.
And we've got
So-
the halflings who are getting subsidized by Blackhammer.
Okay, so the halflings are saying that they want
Kenku are
return
getting
back to
subsidized by
them.
Blackhammer.
The halflings want to have returned back to them their lands that were bought away from them.
Can we ask Athena on where the current town folks came from? Like, how did they come here and how did they take over the town?
Sure. She's fairly familiar with the town, having been here multiple times on jobs. The towns, like most towns, grow whenever there's water. And there was a river that used to pour from the mountains through here, but the people, when they gathered, decided that having exposed water was a problem. So they spent several generations routing the river into underground passageways and drilling underground areas so that there's cisterns of water that keep the town going even in periods when the river stops, and it'll stop for a month or two and then continue again. But because of all this work, there's huge cisterns of water that keeps the town viable, and they can grow crops and they can live themselves. They're fine with that. So that is why the town has come together. And wherever the peoples gather together, there's very little conflict amongst the different types, because the environment is hard enough as it is to want to fight amongst themselves. Big warfare, especially while it's possible within the valley, it's really difficult to do it across valleys. So if the Western Valley wanted to attack the Central Valley, they could do it, but they would have to have enough forces that would cross over the pass, which is difficult in and of itself. To get into the other valley, yeah, it's very, very rarely, if ever, been even attempted. So that's not a thing. There are areas where one sort of people is more prevalent. Most towns have majority human. Most of the people are human, but there are tons of others. This area has a bunch of diva, it has a bunch of gnomes, it has a bunch of tieflings. There's going to be a smattering of all sorts of different types in large numbers and small numbers. And then there's also the halfling groups and the kenku groups here as well. Now, as far as what she remembers for the halflings, they had for a while a monopoly of some of the resin plants as well as some of the farms. and they lost control because they mismanaged. That's what she was hearing. And so the people came up and said, hey, you're in financial straits. We'll pay X amount of money for your farm. And the halflings would say, sure, we want the money more than the farm. And over time, the halfling control over a lot of the industry was purchased out from under them. Now, fast forward 2-3 generations down, and some of the younger ones are really mad that their forefathers lost the property because they're saying, hey, why don't we have the money and the wealth and the prestige that comes from these industries? And so they're demanding to give back all the property. And the people are saying, wait a second, I bought this legally. Why are you just going to take it back? The other issue is some of the properties have been sold legally multiple times. So how do you somebody who's 4 or 5 purchases down the road owning this farm, how do you come in and say, yeah, well, 45 years ago, my parents used to own this, so it's mine now. So that's hard to say. As far as how long ago the cisterns have been around for a long time, way earlier than the issue with the halflings. Now,
The what? The cisterns?
Cisterns.
Underground
Like
water
aquifers.
reservoirs.
Yes.
Oh,
cistern.
okay.
Cistern.
Okay, so to me it sounds like that,
sorry.
whatever, even if it was shady deals or whatever, they were deals. The property was sold fair and square, I'm going to say. So the halflings can just go pee in the wind and walk forward. Because if they want more property, they just have to buy it normally and legally, like everybody else.
Pee in the wind and walk forward. Never heard that one before. I'm going to have to remember that.
I like that. Now, on the Kenku side of things, Kenku are generally distrusted by other peoples because they're very cliquish. They stay with their own group and rarely go out from their own people, which in and of itself isn't bad, but that makes them very distrusted because they don't associate much. And when they do, people look down on them, and people will often say that, they're, hey, this item's missing. I saw a Kenku go by. Obviously, the Kenku stole it. And there's been enough times when Kenku have been caught having stolen something that they're going, well, obviously they steal everything. So it's that, perception versus reality. Are they really horrible thieves stealing everything, or are they misunderstood? They want to be part of the town, and the town saying, screw you guys, sideways, we don't want you here. But they can contribute, they can be part of, they have stuff that they can bring if they're allowed in. So that's a possibility. That's something that could be a problem there.
I mean, at this point, it's a bit too late for them to get let in because they've already attacked the town twice.
Well, they're saying they're being harassed everywhere they go. They're being attacked, or they're being kept out of the town, and they're barely scraping by.
The offense is so morally upright.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, my idea was just have them go work the farms. Tenant farming.
Yup.
But, I mean, we can wipe them out too. That's fine.
Yeah, but he just said that
good job already.
That the tribes and the races are spread out through all the different valleys. So, I mean, we tried talking to the halflings, and then they fought us in that camp. The Kenku we never really had a chance to talk to because they just kept attacking every time. And so I don't know. I mean, the only thing that I can say right now is, if we stay in this town, the only thing we can do the entire time is just defend it. we're never gonna make friends or anything with the Kenku or the halflings. So I mean, the town just has to take care of that themselves. If the town doesn't tell us how else we can help them, then we move on. We're never going to make friends. I mean, all we can do is just stay in the town and fight and fight and fight. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Find a way to make the town make some concessions.
Leave my catapult alone.
What was that?
So here's the thought. You could approach Vivila and say, here's what we understand of the beef that the halflings have, and here's what we understand of the beef of what the Kenku have, and the town in between. And Thor's point of, do we just stay here and thump heads and not contribute to making people happy? What is the exit? The happy path for this? And see what she says.
Yeah, yes, that's the only last action that I have for this town. That they have to spit it out. They have to tell us, hey, this is how you can contribute. This is how you can make us happy and make friends. But you can't expect us to just stay there and fight endlessly. That's not going to happen. I'm not a guard.
Yep. Now they did say that they would pay you from with magic items out of the treasury, when this is resolved. So that's the carrot they're she's dangling at you.
Oh, yeah, but then again, that money I can buy pool noodle weapons. That's not going to get me across those mountains and home.
But she did say
True.
magic items were made out of steel, usually.
I was about to
Well,
say,
the
how
really
do magic
big
items
one.
not catch normal weapons?
Maybe they are just normal weapons. They're just considered magical because they're made out of steel.
All right, so let's go talk to her. Let's see what she has to say.
All right. Party leader.
Let's go.
All right.
Although,
So
out of character, how long are we going today?
pretty much we can go like another 10 minutes or so, because there's not enough time to we can resolve a discussion here, but there's not enough time to actually do any combats or anything.
Okay.
We're already past 4. So we've already had 4 hours regardless of your
Yeah.
time zone. All right, so back to meet up with Vivila, and she says, you come in, have you made a decision as to the course of your actions?
Silence.
What was the decision we made?
Well, we didn't make a decision. We want to hear from you of what is there in it for us. What is the point of us trying to resolve these conflicts? If both of them just going to keep attacking, you can't expect of us just to stay here and defend your town endlessly. You have town guards for
We
that.
could wipe them out to the man. Like, we could do that. That's a thing we could do.
We could wipe the town
Shouldn't be
out.
our option, eh?
That's another option.
I doubt we'd
Not
make it far.
good.
But
Yeah.
honestly, you need to give us something.
Well, she looks at you and she goes, "Look, I believe we could live together. I believe that we can resolve these conflicts we have. A bunch of the problem that we have is that there's been too much action and not enough discussion. It says, I'm a magistrate. I talk. That's what I do. And we resolve things, and we negotiate things, and we say, are you happy with this? I'm happy with that. And both sides agree that it's a just deal. And then you can shake and go forward with that agreement.
What? So
But
we go kidnap all
That's
the
what I was gonna
leaders
say.
and
I was
all
just gonna say that. Let's go
some
kidnap
stuff
both
to
leaders.
bring them. Well, you also have to get not just the leaders of the halflings and of the Kenku, but also the people that are backing them up and subsidizing them.
Well,
So that's
she
like
says
at least 5.
that's not a bad idea, in that if we can bring the leaders together and we can sit there and discuss in honesty what's happening here, and say, okay, here's a past grievance. here's how we can, go forward, or here's what you want, and here's why we can't give it, but here's what we can do instead. With these sort of discussions we can have if we have the leaders here.
Fivela do all the diplomacy checks.
Mm-hmm. And she said, I would happily talk, because I do believe that honesty is the best way here, to talk through and say we can be better together than fighting amongst ourselves. 'Cause it's
Okay,
already
kidnapping
hard enough.
missions.
So now, as far as the Kenku, they had the attack yesterday, and they're probably going to be nursing their wounds for quite a while. I don't think there's going to be much threat from them.
So we go
But
kidnap the halflings first. Maybe we kidnap the Kenku now, because they'll be easier pickings.
But they'd also be on
it,
guard.
it's a good question, because you could possibly sneak in and find and grab artifacts from the Kenku, or because the halflings are building up forces, and they aren't quite there yet where they feel like they can just assault openly the town. It may be worth going there first to stop some of their forces, burn food, and break their weapons, and do what can be done to their fighting force. And if that can bring Ortofest out, where we can sit there and say, hey, let's talk about this, and get them to sue for peace, that may work. Because and as long as they think that they're in a position of power, a position where they can call the shots.
Or we could just go to
Did I-
their camps and be very loud and obvious about it, that we're waving our cute little white flag saying, we're emissaries! Come talk! And if they don't say yes, we'll kidnap them.
You're coming one way or
Okay,
the
number
other.
one, it's a flip of the coin if we do Kenku or halflings first, because Kenkus are currently licking their wounds, so it would probably be easier to get that leader. And I am personally, if we get the halflings first, then it might stop their advance, but it could also mean is that they're almost ready and they're like, screw it, they just kidnapped our leader, we're going balls to the wall now.
Give them more
incentive. So flip a coin, which one's first, in my opinion. Honestly, it's whatever. We won't know. We won't know until we try it. So it literally, to me, I don't think it matters.
Kenku!
All right.
No, the alphabetical order halflings.
Okay. Okay. So as a party decision, you're gonna target the halflings first. See if you can blunt their attack before they attack, and hopefully find Ortofest and get him back to town.
Yes.
Is that the summation of the plans?
Yup.
Yes, that sounds good.
We're not going in guns blazing. We are going in with our
Sneaky
palm
beaky
fronds. But we'll go in definitely heavily armed.
Knowing this lot to be, I come in peace. Now let's make pieces.
That's right.
Yeah. All right.
No, that's the ultimatum we give them. Like we come in peace, or we can. So we're here to make peace, or make pieces.
We come in peace, or we leave you in pieces.
Yup.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then
Negotiating through strength.
Well, I mean, I'd prefer to do it through diplomacy.
And I think that if we talk to them, we should not say it as in this, Vivalicious sent us, but it's more like, we are here, we want to find a way out of it, but we see that you guys have a lot of unnecessary conflict, and we want to see if we can help resolve that, because I don't want them to think that Vivalicious has that kind of power over us. And secondly, they could see it as fear.
There's going to be nothing for them. Their land's going to be worth nothing. There's going to be no water, so they have to not destroy everything.
That sounds like a great plan, though. We could go to
So we'll go ahead and leave it at that. The idea of trying diplomacy with the halflings with
stick.
the fallback of the big stick. See if you can bring them to the table and can discuss things. All right. Something else that's worth considering. Every time you've checked about Madame Vila's actions, you're getting strong vibes that she's being very upfront and honest about it.
Is a spell been cast?
The augury.
No, I'm talking about like every time we check, she seems upfront and honest. Like, yeah, sure, that sounds great. But is she perhaps casting a spell? Is a spell on her? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
Yes, let's have a close look at the rest of the townsfolk.
Mhm.
Sunday.
That is something that you could do. That would be a streetwise to talk with the people
Oh, I'm good with
I
that.
to
didn't
see
say-
what's
I didn't
what's
say-
the word on the street.
I didn't say talk. I said what is it? Have a look.
Look would be yes, perception. But if you're gonna investigate what the people are doing, and what they're talking about, that would be streetwise. So we will
running a bit
table
late.
this because we're already 20 minutes over, and we will pick this up with the next session. Let's see, it would be the 8th because that's the second Saturday of March or May, the other
May.
March.
Whoop, whoop.
Let's see, how many weeks are in May? We've got 5 Saturdays in May.
So
we're
we've got
looking at
3
8.
sessions.
Yep, 8th, the 22nd, and the 29th.
All right. Good session, guys.
Good for me.
Alrighty. So
when is the next session?
The 8th.
The 8th of May.
That's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta wait 2 weeks to continue the story.
Yep.
Yes.